against me. They were going to basically like hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit BuildHomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage. We can offer you the best loan program at the best rate available. Whether you are purchasing, refinancing, or interested in a second mortgage, visit myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222 and MLS number 1200716.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling here on a Friday, June 12th, as we sit live here at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen, back up north for the first time in just about a year.
Here we go.
And fired up to be here. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? Great to have you back, man. It was fun watching you mess up on those holes in golf, but now it's time to get back to business, back to work, and there's so much to talk about.
There is so much to talk about, and we have nothing but time here on a Friday afternoon, a beautiful Friday afternoon here in North Glen. If you're anywhere in the area of the Glen Bar and Grill, we would love to see you. We're going to be here until just about 6 o'clock. Then an hour after that, you're going to have Team USA making their debut.
USA, man. It's going to be a fun one.
In the World Cup as we're hosting it, so very exciting time to be a sports fan. And but not so excited to talk about this Jonathan Cooper situation.
Yeah.
That has really taken on a life of its own here from earlier in the week. And for the sake of clarity, because there's so many layers, it's one of these times, and it popped up the other day with the stadium.
Yep.
I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I don't want anything to get lost in translation, and because it's such a sensitive situation happening right now. I just want there to be clarity. So I'm going to read from ESPN.com. All right. Broncos linebacker Jonathan Cooper arrested Thursday night, multiple charges that he violated a protection order that was filed against him earlier in the week. It's the second time this month that he has been arrested. In addition to multiple charges from his first arrest, including a felony charge, he is facing new charges. Now, there's an even update on this that we'll get to here in just a second. One for harassment for repeated phone calls, one for violation of a protection order. Cooper was booked into the Douglas County Jail at 10:07 p.m. last night. He was arrested by the Parker police. He remained in custody as of this morning when a court hearing was scheduled. The protection order had been placed for Cooper's girlfriend after two additional charges. And, you know, one of those charges got upgraded to a strangulation charge, which, again, we'll get back to here in just a second. According to the arrest affidavit, Jonathan Cooper allegedly sent 20 messages and made two unanswered phone calls to his girlfriend yesterday before going to her apartment and knocking on the door. Now, earlier in the day, it was thought that she then called 911. We find out that the police were already at Jonathan Cooper's house, at Jonathan Cooper's girlfriend's house when he was going to the house. Now, that is new. That is new. So I don't know if he said, hey, I'm going over there in like a text message.
Yeah.
And then she called police. But according to Mike Kliss, when he went to her house, the police were already there. All right. So we are in really uncomfortable territory here. The Broncos released another statement. Second time this week. Earlier in the week, it was more of a neutral, hey, we're gathering information, we'll monitor it. This time is we are disappointed to learn of Jonathan Cooper's arrest on Thursday and continue to review this matter. NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy put out a statement that they're going to continue to monitor all developments in the matter, which remains under review of the personal conduct policy. Phil, this is not good. It wasn't good earlier in the week. It's trending in a new, more sinister direction.
Yeah, it's morbid now, and it comes down to for someone like Jonathan Cooper, what are you doing, man? I know that you probably need to go get some stuff, I guess, at your girl's house, or you want to see her. You've been with her for 4 years, from what I've heard, but now's not the time to do that. All right, you're under investigation. You're going through a bunch of stuff. You don't know if you're going to get out of this trial when you need to. You don't know if you're going to be free from all this, and yet you're making matters worse by showing up to your girl's house when the cops are there, and now look at you. And now it puts Kerry Penner in the ownership group in a sticky situation, because yesterday Sean didn't talk too much about Jonathan Cooper, but what he did say is, hey, we had a long talk. It was Sean Payton, Greg, and Kerry Penner that had a long talk with Jonathan Cooper. Then Thursday comes around yesterday, right? That night, you have all this incident that happens, the commotion, and now you're back to square one. What in the hell is going on if you're Jay Coop? Come on, dude. You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, it's really at its best, it's really poor decision-making.
Yes.
At its worst, it's domestic abuse, stalking, all that stuff. And now I said, hey, there's more on that when they said the charges were upgraded, because that was news yesterday. Yesterday morning is that they upgraded the charges to a felony. Well, apparently we got news here. Now, this is literally about an hour ago, all right, from Mike Kliss, who says Jonathan Cooper's attorney, Harvey Steinberg, who, if you've been in this area for a handful of years, you know that Harvey Steinberg has represented so many Denver Bronco legal matters, all right? Almost to a degree, it's like if you have any involvement with Harvey Steinberg, it ain't good. All right, from Melvin Gordon and his arrest to Kareem Jackson, and so many others through the years. Apparently, they filed an objection. Now, I'm not going to read specifically because it's so wordy and it's almost even hard to understand because it's so much like court jargon.
Yeah.
But apparently, Harvey Steinberg filed an objection to Wednesday's arrest warrant and about the assault charges being upgraded. apparently from the information that we have and the way that I understand it, to put it in layman's terms and not go through all the legal jargon that's tough to understand, because they already gathered the evidence at the scene. And if you remember when we talked about this story earlier in the week, the police officer said that her story was not lining up with the physical evidence.
Yep.
And you remember part of this accusation was that he had her around the neck and lifted her off the ground.
For like a minute.
For a minute. But when the police got there, she only had a small mark on her neck and didn't find that story to line up with the accusation. And apparently, because he got out on bond, and then Steinberg said, you can't retroactively go back without, when you guys had the evidence right there and you let him out on bond, you can't just like recharge him.
No.
So they got their wish today. Jonathan Cooper and his lawyer got their wish. So a very, very small victory for Jonathan Cooper. But again, this is a really, really, really sticky situation that I don't know. And I'll just say it right now. If I were to guess, I think Jonathan Cooper's played his last down as a Denver Bronco.
Is that how you feel right now?
I do. With the information that I have right now.
Now, when you're saying that, though, is it because the NFL is going to step in and say, hey, look, you're done, buddy? Like, this is it for you? Or are you saying this in the sense of, like, Greg Penner and Kerry Penner saying, hey, we're done with you?
That one.
Okay,
that one.
So you think it's Greg and Kerry saying, hey, we've tried, we've talked to you. All right, we talked to you last week. It's Thursday, so it's a week later, and this incident just happened again. We're done with it.
And I am speculating. Now, this is the part where I am speculating,
yes.
Okay? And it's mostly a guess. But there's a smidgen of a hypothesis, an educated guess. At Greg Penner, with different owners, you can find different stuff in their past and accusations and stuff on a personal level. Greg Penner and Kerry Penner hold themselves in like very high esteem. I don't think they want to go down this road and set a precedent. And in fact, this is the first time in the new ownership group's sort of era that they are intersecting with a legal matter. And we talked about it earlier in the week. There's been a lot of legal stuff happening in Denver.
Yeah,
and just in the last
Bad boys for life.
10 years, there has been Kareem Jackson DUI, Melvin Gordon DUI, Jerry Jeudy getting arrested, spending the night in jail, Bradley Chubb getting arrested, Chad Kelly could have got his head taken off. He's in someone's living room in the middle of the night.
Von Miller.
He got arrested. Von Miller, domestic violence stuff. So there's been a lot. But it hasn't actually happened in the window of 3 years. And I think, if I had to guess, Greg and Kerry Penner, knowing the little I do about them personally, are going to send a bit of a message. If, again, I'm speculating. But, this is a line of demarcation. We signed you to a $60 million contract. This is unacceptable behavior. We can now get out of that contract.
Yeah, you can.
This is conduct detrimental to the team. That's the waters that I think that we're about to, wade into.
You know what, Z? It could happen, and Penner's a businessman, right, making business decisions. But also, he is a human. And I can see a situation where it's like, man, I'm going to try to give you another chance because I know this is hard for you. I don't know what you're going through because I don't know if Penner has ever had to deal with something like this himself. But also, it's like you're representing us, this organization, myself. All right, but I'm going to make sure you're okay and get you the help that you need. And maybe it is, you're off the team, but I'm still going to be there to help you out and to guide you, but you will not be with the Denver Broncos. But it's going to be interesting because the NFL's also going to be involved.
Correct.
And the NFL's like, okay, that was strike one. We're not going to strike three. It's going to be strike two for you, buddy, and you're out of here. All right, we're going to make an example out of you, starting with what you did the first time. We were going to probably suspend you for a couple games. But now that you come back and you do something again the next week,
once the trust
is
lost, the trust is lost here.
So I think it's going to be more on the NFL stepping in and saying, you're done.
Okay, we'll see. I'm going to give you a little pushback on that here in just a second. But Davis Webb said the arrival of Jalen Waddle reminds him of something he saw with his own two eyes. And if he's right, Broncos country is going to love it. That's next.
Is Evan Ingram playing for more than just a Super Bowl in 2026?
This guy not only playing for maybe the future of his time in Denver, I mean, at this point on the side of 30 that he's on, if he doesn't show something this year, who wants Evan Ingram? I think Evan Ingram might be playing for his NFL life this season.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right. Buckle up, Broncos country. Phillip Lindsay here. And you know I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you know you need the same kind of reliable power. And that's why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. Let's be real. Getting to and from the airport or from your destination could be a total fumble. Stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody needs that. I mean, nobody. And this is where Hermes Worldwide steps in and scores that game-winning touchdown for you and your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services from sleek airport transfers and comfortable, clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They are dependable and also professional. And they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your family. So ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Give my friends at Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
The playoffs are full of surprises, underdogs, overtime thrillers, sudden upsets. But when it comes to your facility's electrical systems, you don't want surprises. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has powered complex commercial and industrial projects. From large-scale distribution to fire alarms and preventative maintenance, their licensed electricians help reduce downtime, control costs, and keep operations running smoothly. Got a project coming up? Don't leave it to chance. Include Piper Electric in your bid process. Visit piperelectric.com.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Wes. Tell me what happened between you and the IRS.
I ended up owing $55,000 on unpaid taxes. I hadn't filed for several years and ended up settling for $25.
Hold on. So you went from owing $55,000 to $25? Now that's a great story. How did that happen?
Well, it's rather amazing, I guess. It got to the appeals officer. The appeals officer signed off on it, and obviously we accepted it.
Wes, what made you come to Advanced Tax Solutions?
You hear of many different firms or whatever on the radio, some local, some not, and I felt confident from the radio spots I heard about Advanced Tax Solutions.
So how do you feel about Advanced Tax Solutions now?
Very, very lucky and very grateful.
And would you recommend us to your friends and family who are in the same situation?
Yes, I absolutely would.
Thanks, Wes. You know, if you're listening, be our next great story, 303-753-6040 or advancedtaxsolutions.com.
This summer, all roads lead to Groove Toyota in Inglewood during our Summer on Us sales event. Choose from hundreds of pre-owns, 40 under 15 grand, from the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. See the selection at GrooveToyota.com. More than 100 used Toyotas, including Toyota Certified. Reserve your vehicle now at GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere.
Offer expires 6/7/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply. With approved credit, call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. banking for everyone.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, hanging out here on a Friday at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. There is seating available for you if you're anywhere in the area. All right, we'd love to see you. It is a gorgeous day, and here at the Glen, it's like a hybrid of indoor-outdoor. I mean, we're out here on the patio. You can sit inside if you want, but we're out here on the patio, and it's a beautiful sunny day, but they have some shading stuff, and it's a great setup. So we would love to see it. We're going to be here until about 6 o'clock. All right, Davis Webb, who we heard from for the first time yesterday, the boy wonder that's going to change the game of football. Football's never going to be the same.
The mad scientist.
Davis Webb starts calling plays. Phil, haven't you heard?
Explosive.
We're going to hear from Webb in just a second on Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
But yesterday was the first time that we heard him speak, in front of microphones, in front of the media, as a new offensive coordinator, and I thought he handled himself very well. Definitely a confident guy.
Very confident, and honestly, Z, it starts on the football field. When I was watching practice yesterday, Davis Webb is walking up and down, very vocal, talking to the quarterbacks, talking to the receivers, the running backs, even the offensive line, making them redo plays if they mess up. All right, that's what I want to see from Davis Webb. How confident is he? And you know what? Sean Payton just sat there and let Davis Webb coach. And what Sean Payton did was give the receivers high fives, talk to the defense a little bit more. He seemed like he was enjoying himself where Davis Webb was the one in full control, had command, and it looked really, really good, and it seems like the players are respecting Davis Webb.
Well, he said something yesterday I found interesting. So this is after practice. He's talking to the media for the first time. And I said going into the last break, I said Davis Webb said the arrival of Jalen Waddle reminds him of something he saw with his own two eyes. And if it actually comes true, Broncos country is going to love it. Here's Davis Webb from yesterday.
He's good. He's a really good player. There's some similarities when I was with Josh Allen going into year 3, similar to Bub going into year 3. We traded for Stephon Diggs. That was a good year. That was a good 2-year ride. 2021, obviously, I love that. Just seeing the growth from both players, that time, there's some similarities of what started to happen here. Doesn't mean it's going to. We got a long way to go. Man, he's good, and I've just enjoyed the person and just watching him work. He is a blessing to be around. He is a multiplier. He's a thermostat. Very, very good. That's a credit to George. That's a credit to Sean. We don't bring in bad people here. We got really good players, and we got a great team chemistry.
All right, so he says that Jalen Waddle's arrival in Denver reminds him of Josh Allen going into year 3 when the Buffalo Bills traded for Stephon Diggs.
Oof.
And if you know Josh Allen's career, the way that I do anyway.
Nobody knows Josh like you. Nobody knows Josh. Those knee pads come out when Josh Allen comes around.
So Josh Allen, his first couple years was just okay. You could see raw talent. He would run around with the ball, and you'd be like, whoa, like he's that big and moves like that.
Yes.
But he was inaccurate with the football. All right, his first year in the NFL, he was 52% completion. So basically an incompletion for every completion. Then year number 2 happens. Josh Allen goes from 10 touchdowns to 20 touchdowns. All right, thrown, okay? But what happened was his biggest jump of his career was year 2 to year 3. Josh Allen went from throwing 20 touchdowns in year 2 to 37 touchdown passes in year 3. His completion percentage went from 52% as a rookie to 69% as a third-year player.
Damn.
Josh Allen became more accurate in the NFL by like double-digit percentile than he was in college, where it's supposed to be easier. And it coincided with Stephon Diggs' arrival in Buffalo. And
shocker, right? Stephon Diggs, phenomenal route runner, very explosive, dynamic receiver, and he was in his prime. At that time.
A true number one, like a top 5 receiver. And Allen just went to the moon. And then got to a point where, like, he's still kind of there even without. If the first thing that – because I failed to mention this. Davis Webb was in the room. Davis Webb was Josh Allen's backup quarterback.
So you saw the development of Josh Allen for 3 years.
Yes.
How it went at the beginning of the years, and then year 3 just turned the corner. It's like, wow, night and day.
Yes. And so, like, if that guy who experienced that firsthand is saying, this is what this reminds me of, you can think whatever you want to about Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Buffalo, whatever. It was an incredible partnership.
Yes.
And if we're anything close to that, I think Broncos country is going to be just, falling over themselves with love.
Well, get ready for that. Everybody is going to be falling over themselves with love because of how Jalen Waddle is. Now, I will say this. Jalen Waddle was my teammate, so I got to know him really well. Stephon Diggs, I've heard a lot about him. At points, he could be a cancer to the team.
Yes.
Jalen Waddle is not like that. Jalen Waddle was all about the team. He wants to have fun. All right, he has this charisma to him where it's like you want to follow him, but he's making plays after plays after plays. And ZB yesterday, that's what Jalen Waddle was doing. The route running ability is phenomenal, man. So smooth, the smoothest receiver out there. And I love Court, but Court's not like Jalen Waddle.
Right.
And when he gets in and out of those breaks, like we always talk about, man, he's so fast with it. Where it's like 1-2, he digs those cleats into the ground, then he explodes out, and the separation is there, making it easier for a quarterback to just hit him on the run. And now you have an explosive play because of that. So for Jalen Waddle and the arrival of Jalen Waddle, it's only going to make this team better. It's going to help Bo Nix out. It may keep Bo Nix healthier because now the ball is getting out of Bo's hands faster, and now you're making these plays that you've been wanting, these explosive plays that we've been asking for.
In general, you were out at OTAs yesterday. What was a takeaway or two that you had?
Biggest takeaway when it comes to just the passing game, and I know that Stidham is the one throwing the ball, but they're hitting the middle of the field, Z. And what they're doing is they're clearing everybody out. They have Evan Ingram either going vertical or coming across field, and then guess what? What I was saying about someone like Jalen Waddle or Cortland Sutton getting in and out of their breaks, the middle of the field is wide open, and now there's explosive plays to be made because of that. So for Davis Webb, he's trying to get everybody on the same page saying, look, we're going to hit the middle of the field, we're going to go deep, and we need these receivers to run great routes, and that's why Jalen Waddle is going to fit this system. Another note is Evan Ingram was involved again. And from what I've heard from a couple of people that get to watch practice every single day is, and it's in the building as well, is they're trying to get Evan Ingram going early. And what somebody told me is, like I talked about, he's a confidence guy. He needs the ball early so that he can build that confidence up. And then now in the third and fourth quarter, he's ready to roll. He's making plays for you. So they're trying to get him going early, which then will open up, of course, the run game, but specifically the pass game in the middle of the field when you have a big tight end like Evan Ingram that comes across the field, and now you have to account for this man.
I absolutely love to hear it. More on Ingram a little bit later in the show. We'll get back to Broncos here at the top of the hour, but I was expecting something yesterday from Joe Sakic and basically got the opposite. We'll talk about it next.
Just how difficult will it be for the Broncos to repeat their 14-win success of last season?
I look at the AFC guys. I don't necessarily see a 14-win team in the AFC. I don't even know if I see a 13-win team in the AFC. But I see a bunch of 10 and 11-win teams in this AFC.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball size hail, damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
If you're looking for an SUV that's ready for anything Colorado throws at you, Schomp Honda has you covered with the 2026 Honda Passport. It's bold, rugged, and built for the adventurer in all of us. Whether it's a mountain trail or a Monday morning commute, the 2026 Passport can handle it with ease. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you get a fair price up front, one advisor from start to finish, and way less time at the dealership. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Denver Deck Builders will not only build you a high-quality deck, but as owner Ron Gibbous explains, so much more.
Oh, you want to use the space underneath your deck? We'll put a dry below in there, and then it won't rain under there when it's raining up above. If you want to spend time on your upper deck, put a roof over it. The customer service of our salesmen getting to know each individual customer's needs is what helps people to spend more time on their deck.
Start planning your ultimate outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Well, yesterday we heard from Joe Sakic and Josh Kroenke.
A surprise guest.
It really was. 90-minute heads up that the owner of the Avs was going to be in the press conference, which, let's just put a pin in that for a couple minutes because I want to make sure we get to this. So we're going to hear from Joe Sakic here in just a second.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I was pretty surprised And I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but I was pretty surprised with the tone of the press conference. Because the last time we saw Joe Sakic, he was irate. They say 85% of language is nonverbal. His nonverbals matched my energy.
You're talking about when he was in your suite looking down at the Avs as they lost.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you said my suite?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop.
Your suite.
Stop. So, anyway, that was not the tone we got yesterday. And I'm still frustrated with how the Colorado Avalanche season ended.
Of course.
And I hear a lot of people are just kind of moved on. It's just like, with the tone of their conversations, and I'm still like grappling with what happened and how they still fell so drastically short when it felt like every person that I encountered leading up to their sweep in the Western Finals was convinced they were going to win the Stanley Cup. Hey, you guys here at the Glen, did you guys think that the Avs were going to win the Stanley Cup? Okay. So that wasn't just me.
It was the cup or bust, right? All of us said cup or bust.
Let's put a pin in that statement here.
How many pins do we got, ZB?
I got a pin over here, a pin over here. So the tone of the press conference, man, it was
nonchalant.
Very. Smiles.
Yeah.
Laughter. Joking. Everything's fine. Like everything's fine. Like
nothing to see here. We're good.
As if like we did not see an epic meltdown. Guys, they were the overwhelming, not just favorite to win the Stanley Cup, they were overwhelming favorite in the series in which they lost. They were favored in every single game, and they lost all of them. And I just thought that when we went in there yesterday that there was going to be a tone of seriousness, not necessarily like because it's 2.5 weeks ago, yes. So that gets baked into the calculation as well. But I was not anticipating hearing the nonchalant, casual, happy nature of yesterday's press conference. Here's an example of Joe Sakic yesterday. He was asked about the process moving forward with him as the general manager, and then he took his response in the direction that he wanted to go. Listen to Joe.
I've taken over being GM right now. We got a great staff, really confident in our group. It's business as usual from our end. We're going to try and, as a staff, make this team as good as possible so we can try and be a contender again. I mean, we look at this year. I mean, it's nice to be able to take a step back because it was disappointing at the end. We had a lot of reflections, a lot of internal conversations, players, staff, management, and so we're going to be it's going to be great going forward. We all feel that we left something on the table, but you wake up the next day and you look to try and get better. We got a great group. Yes, we had a tough last week of hockey, but we still, from September on, we won the President's Trophy. We had the most points in franchise history. We played really well against LA, really well against Minnesota. We played against a team that just, for that time, played better than we did. No excuses, but we'll be ready for next year. So overall, it was a great year. We didn't. I mean, yeah, it's disappointing. It stings, but we got a great hockey team here, and this team was built for a 2-3 year run. We still got most of the guys coming back, and their expectations, our expectations, I know the fans' expectations, and is to try and win a cup, and we're hopefully going to accomplish that next year. But it really was overall an incredibly fun year.
Okay, again. Now things get complicated because Joe Sakic is such a hero in this town, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he is the executive that brought a Stanley Cup in 2022. But much like, say someone like John Elway, and I'm not putting him in the same conversation as an executive right now, but like you have to parse through the emotion of it because who they represent to the community, who he was as a hockey player, who he's been as an executive. But
how are you feeling about it? Like it's okay to feel some type of way.
I feel disconnected. I'll tell you that.
Well, why?
Like how I feel about how the Colorado Avalanche season ended is a world different than what Joe Sakic said. That hey, and these are quotes. It's going to be great moving forward. We have a great group. It was just a tough last week of the season. We won the President's Trophy. We played really well. Talked about how well they played in the first two rounds. Overall, a great year. Then circle back. A great year. Overall, great year. And then
he's spitting facts right there.
And then circle back to emphasize really overall a great year. The year was supposed to be defined by at least a trip to the Stanley Cup, but everyone agreed it was to win it. Everyone agreed.
Yes.
Everyone agreed.
Cup or bust.
And now that they didn't, we're retroactively rearranging what it was supposed to be, what it was. It was a great year. No, a great year is winning the Stanley Cup. You are favored to do it. This is not – you've had other years to say this. This is a lead up. This is after you won the Stanley Cup. You flamed out in the first round. Do we realize the Avs have lost in the first round in half the time since they won the Cup? So it's not just about this year in a vacuum. You lost in the first round as you're trying to defend a Cup. You were upset by Dallas the year after that, in which you blew a 2-goal lead in the third period. You were beat by Dallas again. That was the year, the third year after the Cup, where they blew the 2-0 a third period lead to Dallas. The year before, they lost to Dallas. It was it's a buzzsaw. Well, they're out of the way, and now there's a different buzzsaw. And it's just the last bad week of the year, but overall, really great year.
But you have to also understand where he's coming from. He during all this that you have been listing, the failures that you've been listing, he wasn't the general manager. He was the president.
That's even larger role.
But at some point, the general manager has to do his part. And so you kind of take that step back. And for a lot of people out there like Will Peterson, they thought that maybe Sakic was on the golf course and not really doing some of the things he needed to do.
And that got proven false yesterday when he said, me and Chris Farland talk every single day.
And for sure. But also, Chris McFarland is the general manager that has to put this roster together and then go out there and execute and win.
And we thought he did a great job.
And he did. He done a fabulous job.
Up
but
for the
now
executive
for
of the year.
Sakic, though, Sakic's looking at it like, I wasn't the general manager, so I'm not going to sit here and have that same type of energy knowing that maybe I would have done things differently. But now that he's
If he
here,
wanted to do anything differently, he was the president. He could have done it.
But you also don't want to overstep your boundaries, and that's why you hire a general manager.
No,
come on, Z.
No, you come on.
Come on.
No, you come on. And any energy like this, great year.
It's a great year. You win the President's.
So it was a great year.
It was a great year.
It was a great year.
Not every year you're going to win a championship.
No.
Even if you have the best team,
Phil,
you're not going to win a championship
Phil,
every year.
They're averaging 5 postseason wins off season outside the Cup.
Here we go.
And we're here
so
talking again about a great year.
So what did you want to hear from Sakic?
That
it was a horrible year.
It was a
and that we need to
disappointment.
fire Nathan McKinnon. And we need to fire Kale. And we need to fire Bednar. What do you want to hear?
You would never have this energy with the Broncos.
I would.
No, you would never have that energy with the Broncos.
It's hard to win.
Yeah,
it's hard to win.
And for the Avs, it's really hard. They're averaging 5 postseason wins a year outside the Cup. It's really hard for the Avs.
What did you want Sakic to say?
Brother, they got halfway there.
What
it
did
takes
you want
16 wins to win a Stanley Cup. They got 8. Great year. Phillip Lindsay, Joe Sakic.
It's a great year. President's Trophy.
That's fine.
Okay,
that's fine. Stay on that side then. I'm on the side of I want a Stanley Cup. Stay on that side.
All of us want a Stanley Cup, Z.
No, this was a
all
great.
All of us want a Stanley Cup. Do you not believe that the window is still open?
This was great for you guys.
Do you not
it wasn't
believe the
great
window
for
is
me.
still open? Sakic is the general manager now.
Don't ever say Cup or bust again. You don't ever get to say Cup or bust because
you tell
didn't
Sakic
get close to the Cup
and
nothing
Sakic
busted.
that.
And nothing busted. It wasn't Cup or bust. It wasn't ever Cup or bust.
Oh.
Don't ever say that again. All right. More of apparently people like that. We'll finish that conversation because he did have a comment about Jared Bednar. Also, a question hanging around the Broncos got an emphatic answer. And I'll tell you guys what. There is a real mystery developing with the Denver Broncos, and this town and this fan base is not going to like where this thing is currently trending. It's all coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And Every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year at Cresco Restaurant Equipment's 4-Day Expo Sale, June 10th through 13th in Aurora. Huge discounts on their entire inventory of restaurant equipment and supplies. Factory reps on hand and giveaways. Search Cresco Denver Expo for details.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinion. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters.
Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on The Drive on a Friday. And that first hour flew by. I think that you are insane for your take on the Colorado Avalanche.
I have been hitting my head way too many times, but the Avs, when you have Sakic say, hey, there's a window still open for 2 or 3 more years, that means that he has set this roster up for not just this year and winning a cup, but for next year as well and the year after that.
So you're where you were last year. You're just fired up for the next year.
I never said that. But at some point, Z, you got to move on, baby. At some point, you got to start healing. How do you heal?
Phil,
how do you heal?
A Stanley Cup champion has not been crowned yet.
Oh, so you want to wait for that?
Is still happening.
So once the Stanley Cup season is over and we get a final winner, then you're going to be able to start healing?
Dude, I just you want to know what? If you're ever on your way to a destination, just stop halfway there. You're there. You made it. It was great.
Nobody said
16 wins are required.
That was
you
the
won
ultimate
8.
goal was winning it all.
Of course. And you didn't come close.
But Z,
do you acknowledge that they didn't come
close?
close?
They did not come close.
Okay.
But they had a bad series. And Sakic is right. The first 2 series, they ran past those 2. They went 8-1.
When you're a Stanley Cup favorite, you're supposed to win in the first and second round.
We can go back to the 2014, 2017 years where they weren't amounting to crap. I feel like we're so spoiled.
Wait, so
that
this
we're
is
just
making you feel better that at some point the Avs were so bad that flaming out is good.
What's making me feel
worse.
better is we still have Nathan McKinnon, we still have Kale, we still have Marty Netches. Okay, we still have Bednar, who's going to come back for this year at least.
And now
they're going to have an
add up all their
opportunity.
goals. And now add up all their goals in the Western Conference, and they scored the same amount as I did.
Yes,
but
you're
it's
right.
all good.
It was a bad series.
It was horrible.
A very, very bad series.
Again.
It's you're going to keep dwelling on it?
Yes.
You're going to keep spanking them in the butt? That's not going to help.
Dude, because this is why I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. That you
might be.
You
might be
and
taking them
so many
crazy
other
pills.
people are like, hey, you want to know what? Like, it's okay. Even though we all agreed this was the best Avs team that we've had in this, iteration of Avalanche hockey, even though we all agreed that was the case.
At the time.
And they got halfway to their goal. It's okay, and I just don't think it's okay.
So, but my question to you is, what do you want to do about it? What do you want Sakic to do about it?
Not tell me it was a great year.
What
and
did you want to
emphasize
hear,
how great of a year it was.
Tell me what you wanted to hear.
I'm glad you asked.
Please.
How disappointing it was that we didn't come close. We were out for 16 wins. No one should know what it takes more than Joe Sakic. And I'm not coming at it was a press conference, and yes, it bothered me.
It was 2 weeks later too, where everything has kind of simmered down, and they had time to go back and watch film, talk to the players. You're going to have a different mindset than 2 days later after the game happens.
I agree. I agree with that. That you have time to settle down and not be and I'm not expecting him to throw stuff in the press conference, right? I'm not expecting him to be irate, but I am expecting
if you were in there, he'd start throwing stuff at you.
Well, I'm expecting him to acknowledge just what a failure it was, and it was not just identified as a failure; it was emphasized as a great year repeatedly, and I just disagree. And so, I've said this for the past 2 weeks. I just don't think that you can say it's cup or bust. You completely melt down again. So now 8 of 9 years in this Stanley Cup window, because we're talking about maybe 2 years out is the window, because this is an old team now. We know that, right?
But the window is still open for this team.
It is.
For
I
the
agree.
Next 2 to 3 years, but 2 years, I'm going to say.
And I'll co-sign it. So 2 years, and that's great that the window is still open for 2 more years. And I'm sure by the time next season rolls around, I'll try to reset myself. But
you will reset
the
yourself.
regular season, when you have a team like Colorado's, it's a preliminary event to get to the postseason. When you're in a championship window, your seasons are defined by what you do in the postseason.
Yes.
And they didn't come close again. it matches up with the rest of this era, where outside of the Cup season, they're averaging 5 postseason wins a year. And it's like you're telling me, like, you're pissing down my leg and telling me it's raining. It wasn't a great year. You didn't come close to your goal.
So tell me this, Z. If these were your little boys and you're coaching this team and you guys dominate the league and you don't win the championship, what are you going to tell those young boys? What are you going to tell them?
Pee-wee sports compared to the NHL?
Are you going to still say it's a great
hold
year?
Hold on, is that where we're at?
Are you still
that
going
we're
to tell them it's a
comparing
great
Pee-wee
year?
sports to the NHL?
No, everything matters, though. Everything. So in order to get to the postseason,
a great year,
you got to have a great regular season.
And they did, and that was great. That was great.
So then you get to the playoffs. The first round, they sweep the Kings. The second round, they have a gentleman's sweep with the Wild.
Yes.
All right, then they had a bad series where they were. You don't want to hear it. They were banged up. Kale was not
Oh, my
right.
God. It's
we
another
don't know
season
if
that we're
surgery
It's
or
another
not.
season we're chalking up to injuries,
It's-
Phil.
it-
I'm
but
not
it's
doing
there,
it.
Z.
I'm
It's
not
there.
I'm
I
not
mean,
doing
you
it.
can-
Every team that the
it's
Avs
there.
played from L.A. to Minnesota to Vegas had injured players, okay? They had injured every one of them. It's not an excuse. No one cares.
Nobody does.
When they hang
But
the
the facts
banner,
are the facts.
when they hang the banner in Carolina or Vegas, it will not say in fine print because the Avs were injured. The history doesn't care. No one cares. We talk about this with the Nuggets. Yeah. No one cares. You didn't come close to your goal. Just don't tell me it's a great year. A great year is winning the Stanley Cup. That's a great year. This was not a great year. And then and there's going to be no repercussion because Bednar's coming back. Although it didn't sound like
you sound upset because Bednar's coming back.
Dude, I have supported Jared Bednar
Until
year
now.
after year after year.
And you turn your back on him now.
And with new information comes new opinion.
But the new information is the players. See?
Dude, the new information is, once again, they didn't win a game past the second round. Not a single one. And nothing's going to change. And so I'm not expecting a different result. If one comes, that would be incredible. But
you're not going to be at the parade.
This
You're
team
not
is
gonna be there.
aging. This team is now an older team. They talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, they are.
Everyone's getting older. The league's getting younger. And it's just it's another failure of a year. And we all agreed the year that they won the Stanley Cup, and you were still in the league at the time, obviously, but we all agreed if they ended up with one Stanley Cup with this amount of like depth, Hall of Fame players, like it would have been a failure. And this is where we are, and we're on the fast track to this being the case because you're right. Winning Stanley Cup, it's really hard. It's really hard, and
Going
it's not
to back-to-back. Look at the Thunder. The Thunder were supposed to take it this year.
Yep.
Look, where are they at?
Yep.
They're with the Nuggets.
This was, we all agreed as recent as 3 weeks ago. No, maybe 4 weeks ago.
But you know what, Z? We all agree, but they still have to play the games. This is humans we're talking about. You got to go out there and show that you can win it. We can sit here on paper and say they're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
And they couldn't do
but
it.
If they
You're right.
didn't
They were a paper
do it,
champion. You're right.
That's what happens.
You're right.
But it shows you how hard this league is.
I just can't sign great year. So you like to say, hey, you get ice cream if you lose, you get ice cream if you win. Yet this is what this feels like to me. You didn't come close to your goal, and it was a great year. And I am not lowering my standard for the Colorado Avalanche that they created for me to judge them on. I'm not lowering it.
But you know what? Sakic is saying this, but I guarantee you if you ask those players in there, they're not saying it's a great year, Z. They're saying
definitely.
they're
Imagine
saying
Nathan McKinnon saying this was a
Sakic,
great year.
This is the organization that he has to protect. Okay, his players he's trying to protect, and then he'll go to the drawing board, talk with them, and say, "Look, guys, we have to find a way to step things up because this isn't good enough." But some things you left unsaid and is left unsaid for a little while longer, and I think the steam kind of calmed down once Sakic was gone for those 2 weeks, came back, and then he had this conversation because you're right. He did sound nonchalant. He did sound like he didn't want to be there. At some point, I'm like, damn, does he really want to be the general manager? And to be honest with you, I don't believe he wants to be the general manager, but he feels like he has to do it.
I agree.
And he actually said something where he says, hey, I'm taking over being the GM right now. So we still don't know if Sakic's going to be the general manager. So he's out there. He's putting on this face as the general manager until things get ironed out. And whether one comes or he says, I'm going to take over, he's just talking right now, Z.
Well, what he said yesterday when talking is that Bednar, he didn't say anything about an extension.
Nope, he did not.
And it's, again, this is someone I have and we'll always love Jared Bednar. Like when you win a championship, you hold a special place in the history of a town. I told you I think his name should go up into the rafters of Ball Arena. Yeah. All-time wins, Stanley Cup champion. And I have fought that fight amidst these flameouts, these first-round flameouts, when you're failing when you're expected to win. And I have stood by his side and defended him into a microphone against someone like James Marilat. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when it's the same thing repeatedly over and over. A shakeup is needed. A shakeup is needed. That's not what I'm going to get, but it also doesn't sound like that he's going to get extended.
As of right now.
As of right now. Now, he left from some room for later in the summer.
Yeah.
That, like, hey, we could look at it. Again, I think extensions should be for success, not falling woefully short. So I would have him coach the final year of his contract. I would not. Yeah, that's the way that.
Good thing you're not the general manager, because I don't believe that's going to get done. Betsy is going to probably get extended in the summertime because Sakic has a relationship with him, and Bednar is the winningest coach in Colorado history.
Do you agree that extensions are typically reserved for success?
Yeah, which Bednar. So we're going to sit here and say Bednar doesn't have success. That he didn't win us a cup? The man has success.
In 8 of 9 years, he hasn't come
his
close,
resume
Phil.
is great. Didn't we just sit here and talk about it, Z? That if he gets fired today, the man's going to have a job tomorrow.
He will.
Why is that?
He will.
Because he's successful.
He's a good coach. He's
successful.
He's a very good coach. But they have fallen woefully short over and over and over and over again.
Bring in a new head coach, the first-year head coach with this unit. See how that works.
Well, I'm watching how it works in Vegas. They're in the Stanley Cup. They fired the coach with 8 games left.
With an old coach who has done it before, Z.
Why can't they do that?
Coach.
Why can't they do that?
They can. They can. But Sakic is telling us he's not going to do it, and it's going to be Bednar for at least this year.
Yeah, at least this year it will. I can't believe this is where we're at. So we're going to have to agree to disagree on this. A hanging question around the Broncos got an emphatic answer. Yesterday morning, as people were waking up and you asked how long Sean Payton is going to be the head coach of the Denver Broncos, you had got a lot of different answers. And there was a big chunk of Broncos country who thought Davis Webb is going to be the next head coach.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Sean Payton isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and I think that is deserved.
Now, Z, yesterday Sean said that a media member asked him, like, does he still have something left in the tank? I want to say that was you who asked.
Yes.
Now, I don't remember exactly what you said, but he kind of reiterated it yesterday as he was talking about in the press conference about, hey, man, I'm going to continue to coach until I can't coach anymore. And from what we all know and from what I've taken from the building is this man loves football. All right, his kids are all grown up. It's just him and his wife. So all he has is football, his wife. He loves to come in early. He loves to dissect film. And you know who's just like that? George Payton. So both of them working together has been a great combination. And this is why Greg Penn decided to extend Sean Payton. 1, he wins. 8 games his first year he won, 10 the next year, 14 last year, and he has a chance to try to get to a Super Bowl this year. He's a culture builder, and he's a guy that you want to build everybody up and even the coaching staff.
Yeah, and he has been brilliant. I know we talked about it at the very top of the show about an hour ago. The Denver Broncos were in the worst stretch of their NFL history. It wasn't even close. In fact, since Mr. Bolin bought the team, until 2017 and 18, the Broncos never even had back-to-back losing seasons. They had more Super Bowl appearances than losing seasons. And then came that dark era between Mr. Bolin getting sick and the Walton Penner family ownership group taking over. And they won 5 games a year before Sean Payton got here. 5. It was the most embarrassing season, in my opinion, in the history of the Denver Broncos, that 2022 season, considering where the expectations were for the team and then the result. I don't think you can find greater contrast in any singular season in Broncos history than 2022, and in walks Sean Payton. And they were playing for a playoff spot on Christmas in his first year with a quarterback he wanted nothing to do with. And then he drafts a quarterback that no one else wanted anything to do with in Bo Nix. The 6th quarterback taken, and you were in the postseason in year 1. A 10-win team in year 1 and a 14-win season.
One game away from the Super Bowl.
1 game away from the Super Bowl, where if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt, we all sort of agree that would have happened. Hey, that deserves an extension. That deserves an extension.
Now, I will say this. He had 2 years left on his extension. They decided to rip it up now.
2 years left on the original deal.
Contract. You rip it up. Why? Why rip it up now? Why not wait? You're Greg Penner. You're a businessman.
It's a good question.
Right? Like, why not wait this out just for 1 more year? Get to that mountaintop or close to it where you're in the Super Bowl and you say, you know what, Sean? We are going to extend you. We're going to give you a fat check, and we want you here for years to come until you decide that you want to retire. Why now, though, Z?
Phil, honestly, I don't have an answer for you. I would not have guessed that this would have happened. if it were me, even all the praise I'm heaping on Sean Payton, it wouldn't have happened if it was up to me, because why? It's unnecessary. And if there's any organization that should have learned a lesson with doing a new contract with 2 years left on it, it's the Broncos, who did exactly that with Russell Wilson with 2 years left. So I would have saw and been a little bit more patient to see how this year played out.
Yeah.
You know, because this is someone who's saying, hey, I don't quite have my fastball anymore, in so many words. So I would, if it were me, if I were Greg Penner, I would have waited to see how it played out, because I don't think there's any downside. Sean Payton isn't going anywhere. But that's not what they chose. I hope they're proven right over time. I hope Sean Payton just continues to prove that he's him, for lack of a better term. And so, but we'll see. But I don't have an answer for you. Do you?
Well, for me, what I'm thinking is Greg Penner, that is, he didn't want a distraction. All right, he didn't want a distraction when it comes to like someone like George getting paid the extension, his 5-year extension, and saying, okay, you got this man, and you extending him. But I'm the guy who have done this. I'm the guy who built this culture up, and the reason why we are winning.
But they did the George extension when he did have 1 year left on it.
Yeah.
So like that's when you normally do those extensions.
But it's Sean. Sean wants to be right. Sean wants to be valued. Sean wants his money when he wants it.
But that's Greg's decision, though, to give it to him.
It is. But when you're on the same page and Greg is sitting there in the building and he's looking at Sean and George and how well they complement each other, he says, you know what? I'm not going to wait. I'm going to reward you just like I rewarded PS2. I just gave him $5 million.
Actually, that's a good comp. That's actually a good comp.
Or just because I've extended all our players before their contracts are up, and this is how I feel about you, Sean. I'm willing to rip up this contract, give you another 5 years because I believe in you. I believe in what George is doing, and here you go, man, because I love stability, and I don't want any distractions in this building. I want everybody to have the same mindset that we're going to win a damn Super Bowl this year.
Well, I'm not sure about the distraction. I don't think it would have been a distraction, so I see it a little bit differently. But I do understand maybe wanting to sync up your coach and your general manager on the same timeline.
Yep.
That's what they've done here. And then also, now aligned with George Payton, it just becomes like so crystal clear after maybe a year or two even of doubt of where does George Payton and Sean, where is this thing at?
Yeah.
These guys are synced up. They're the definition of synced up now. And I don't think this could have aged better for the Broncos. And I'll tell you this, I think this thing, even as recent as 1 year ago, I think this thing is so close to 50-50 power.
Ooh, okay.
I had in my head that Sean Payton basically has his hands at 10-2 of the steering wheel of the Denver Bronco football operation, and George Payton's like riding shotgun. I don't know, man. I think over the years, George Payton has earned the trust of Greg Penner, and because he has earned favor with Greg Penner by doing a good job in recovering from the Russell Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett, calamitous window of time, because he has recovered in Greg Penner's eyes, I think that Sean Payton, man, he's really got to show George Payton a lot of respect. And you have to remember, this is the players that George Payton brought in before Sean Payton showed up. Now, I'm going to say Jonathan Cooper, okay? Now, we know he's in some hot water,
yes,
but I'm going to include him in this conversation. Jonathan Cooper, a guy that they signed to $60 million. This is players George brought in before Sean ever came. Starting outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper, starting all-pro guard Quinn Miners, defensive player of the year Pat Surtain, amongst sack leaders Nick Benito. You can laugh, but the starting long snapper Frabroni, Jaquan McMillan, your starting nickelback who made the biggest play of the season last year. Your starting inside linebacker Alex Singleton, Ini Awazarike, who is probably the top candidate to replace John Franklin Myers, and your starting center Luke Wattenberg. Those are 9 starting players. You have 22 total. 9 of them came from George Payton before Sean Payton ever showed up. I think this really, and it's like crystallizing in my mind here in this window of time, I think this thing is much closer to 50-50 because of how Greg Penner sees things than I thought maybe even a year ago.
And trust. It's all about trust no matter what we do. In a relationship with your wife, you got to have trust. As friendship, you got to have trust. Us up here, you have to be able to trust me to do my job. Step back, ZB, and let me do my thing. And that's exactly the same thing with George and Sean and even Greg Penner. Greg Penner's sitting there saying, okay, I want to view and I want to watch you guys go to work. And now, when it comes to trust, Sean, George, you guys have to come together. You guys are going to have to talk it out. When you don't agree, when you disagree, you agree, and you move on from there. But over time, when you're winning games and you have the draft picks that are hitting and you're able to extend these players, then it's easier to trust a guy and say, man, I like you. We see the same way. We view things the same way, and let's go out there and win a Super Bowl because we have the same mindset.
No, I like that. But also, and I know you know this to be true, and forgive me if you touched on it just real quick in passing, but trust is built. Trust is earned.
Yes.
Right? You just don't start, you run into a guy on the street like, I'm not, like, no, I don't know. We need to build up to a point of trust. And I think George Payton has done that. Back to Sean's contract. This is what Sean Payton said on the length of the contract and calling back to maybe a question I asked him about a week ago.
Look, I think most importantly, aligning with George and the working relationship, and like we enjoy coming to work together and going through this together, and I think we think a lot alike. But no, you guys heard that story a year ago in Vegas. The week prior, Bo asked me, how long, and I was like, shoot, plenty of time, 8 years, 9 years, or whatever. And then we had one of those game day moments, and I said, well, right now it feels like 1 year. Yeah, but I'm not really, fair question, but I haven't given any thought to the end game. I think I've got a lot of juice left and enjoy what we're doing. Someone asked the other day, do you enjoy it? And I think when that stops is when you got to look at it. But I'm not at that spot right now.
He said he's not even thinking about when the end is coming. This is not even on his mind.
My man thinks he's 30 years old.
Yeah, and I did ask him at this last week at the start of OTAs. I said, Sean, do you still get excited for the first day of football practice? You've been doing this for so long. Is there any first day of school energy? And he said, yeah, and hopefully that carries over. And that question clearly stayed in his mind that he's referencing that point last week that we're not even close. As long as I'm still getting excited to be here, that's all he kind of needs to know.
And that's exactly what a player wants to hear. That's exactly what Bo Nix wants to hear. PS2, the guys that are going to be here for a very long time. They want stability. They want a coach that they can trust that he's going to do the right things, but also he's going to be there every single year, that they can talk to him when things are going wrong or when things are going good and they're on the same page. That's the Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes type of situation where Andy's going to be there until he's ready to retire. And Patrick Mahomes can lean on him no matter what. Bo wants to be able to do the exact same thing with our boy Sean Payton.
All right, we are live here from the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. Fired up to be here.
Right.
Yeah, we got a great crowd on hand. There's still room for some more, so if you're in the area of the Glen Bar and Grill, we would love to see you. We're going to be here until about 6 o'clock. I had something happen to me in the last commercial break that I can't recall happening. There was a woman here, and she said she's a big fan, and she said, hey, I've been having a couple drinks. Will you kiss me?
Oh.
She said, will you kiss me? And I said, I can't kiss you. But I'll give you a little kiss on the cheek. So I gave her a little kiss on the cheek. That I'm filing that under things that have never happened before at a live remote. But you never know what you get when you come to North Glen, baby.
You're all-stars, EB. Let's go.
All right. We're seeing one disappointing we're seeing one disappointing Bronco once again flash in June. Is it something or nothing? That's next.
Broncos country, Sean Payton is locked in. The head coach and the Broncos have agreed to a new 5-year deal through 2030, keeping him paired with GM Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose by treating people, not just patients. With innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. At Common Spirit Health, clinical excellence lives here. Human kindness lives here. Learn more at mountain.commonspirit.org.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Muller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. Hold it on a Friday.
I like that.
And a happy Friday to one and all. Hey, we are seeing one disappointing Bronco once again flash in June. Big deal, little deal. It's the 3 count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Phil, of course, we're talking about Evan Ingram, who for a second straight week, the reports coming out of OTAs that this guy looks great. What do you believe? What don't you believe?
I believe that he looks great. I was out there for 2 days, 2 Thursdays, yesterday and the Thursday before, and he was catching the ball. He was explosive. It wasn't just a short game either. It was down the middle of the field. It was across the field. All right, there's just a little bit more pep to Evan Ingram's step. And, of course, I know his agent, so I'm talking to him. I'm saying, hey, how's Evan feeling? His agent say, Evan's feeling great. They have a great game plan for him. Now, in the words from my agent said, will they stick with it? I don't know. But they want to get him involved early and often. And now it's on Evan Ingram to go out there, make the plays, break a couple tackles, catch the damn ball, and score some touchdowns.
Yeah, and, this time of year you have to view what you're seeing out on the practice field through a certain type of lens.
Yeah.
What's real, what's not real, not fully padded, aren't, tackling to the ground. But at the same time, you can only control the situation that you're in, right? If you're Evan Ingram, all you can do is go out there and shine in this type of environment. Now, it was interesting to hear Sean Payton because he got a question about Evan Ingram. And it was obviously positive. And Sean said, yep, he looks great. He said, but also, those guys who are further away from the ball, they can shine right now.
Yeah.
In a way that, and of course you're talking about linemen, you're not going to be able to shine in this setting. So it sounded like even Sean was like, I like what I see, but there's a very big but here.
Prove it to me.
Have to prove it, have to show more when it matters more.
And that should be the case. You should always be fighting for your spot. Once you get comfortable, usually you're out the lead. You get cut. So for Evan Ingram, you're going to have to prove yourself again, which you want to. You want to prove Davis Webb right when Davis Webb gets you the ball, but also prove the Denver Broncos right by saying, you guys made a great choice by giving me this contract, and now I'm going to go out there and execute. Give me the plays and let me go, Coach.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see. I don't know if anyone needs a faster start to the season than Evan Ingram.
Start fast, finish strong.
And you talk about that more on the micro in particular games where if you feature him early, he's going to play well and get comfortable. He's a rhythm guy, and I think that's a good take. Also, I think he can have an opposite reaction should he start slow in the first, say, 4 games of the season. We know how tough that 6-game stretch is.
See, he won't start slow, though, man. You want to know why? This is why I'm so confident. Because last year, he wasn't the first or second read. Usually he was the third or fourth option. This year with Davis Webb, from what I've heard, there's a lot of plays this year where he's like the second read.
Okay.
Where it's like, hey, we go to Waddle or Court, then we're going straight to our tight end because it's an easier throw. 5-6 yards, put the ball in his hand, make him break a tackle, pick up the first down that way. He'll be the second read, maybe the third read at times, but he won't be the 4th or 5th read, or sometimes he may not even be. Last year he wasn't in some of the play calls. This year he's going to be some of the reads early.
All right, we'll see how that actually ages, but so far so good here in the month of June. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Nathan McKinnon finished third in the Hart Trophy. Not only did he not win it, he didn't finish second.
Crazy.
All right, he finished third behind Nikita Kucherov, who won it, and then came Connor McDavid, and then Nathan McKinnon. How much does this matter to you?
I mean, it definitely matters. Just like for Jokic, like you want him, if he's not winning it, you want him to become in second. You know, other than the whole like collective group failing, like you said, Nathan McKinnon had a great year, man. He was very consistent and could have won the award. But like I said yesterday, Z, we're so close to the Colorado Avalanche and Nathan McKinnon. We're not watching the other guys and what they're doing and the greatness that they have. So was I upset? I wasn't upset. Could he have won it? Definitely could have won it. It didn't go his way. Now for the Colorado Avalanche, it's like, hey, we got to get to the other side of things, the mountaintop of winning. And I also think having the team that Nathan McKinnon has with Kale and Netches, or having the goalies and being this cup or bust type of team that everybody has talked about, it hurt him in winning this Hart Trophy because they want to give it to people that feel like they have to do more in the playoffs or in the regular season to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, like they have like a heavier lift
exactly
than someone like Nathan McKinnon. Well, I'll just say this, man. My care level for this personally has gone down since they got swept. I'm just annoyed and upset.
Hurt.
And yeah, you want to say I'm hurt? I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
But I also say this. Nathan McKinnon led the league in goals, so he won the Rocket Richard, right? 53 goals. No one else had more than 51. Cole Caulfield had 51. Next was McDavid at 48. But when you look at 5-on-5 hockey, Nathan McKinnon had the best 5-on-5 season. So taking out power plays, he had the best 5-on-5 season since Jaromir Jagr in the mid-1990s. And for him not to win the award, And to not finish runner-up?
Yeah.
To finish third? So you had the best 5-on-5 season since Jaromir freaking Jagr in the mid-90s, and you finished third? It just doesn't necessarily sit well with me. I don't like the process on how we got here, but it is what it is. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3!
All right, the U.S. national team starts their World Cup campaign tonight at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles.
USA.
They take on Paraguay at 7 p.m. national TV on Fox with no Stanley Cup. You talk about if you're Fox, you're popping bottles if you're an executive because there's no Stanley Cup game tonight. There's no NBA Finals game tonight. Where is it on your list of priorities when you get home today?
Oh, Z, it's number one. Obviously, I talked about this yesterday. My wife used to play soccer. She loves soccer. Little man's into soccer right now. So they're ready to go. I need to go get them a Team USA shirt. I got my hat on for the women's. But, yeah, we're going to be there up close and personal with a beer in my hand, watching the game, and let's see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, I'm interested, all right? It's, I'm not a huge soccer fan. But I'm not a huge downhill skiing fan. But when the Olympics come on, I watch it and support our athletes. I don't listen to Christmas music in June, but around Christmas time, I'm going to listen to Christmas music because that's what you do. And so this is the World Cup. And for the short period of time, I will be locked in to Team USA. I would be misrepresenting myself if I said that I knew anything about the team.
You don't have to. Just Team USA.
That's it.
That's all you need.
You have
to know.
the logo. You have the flag on you. So I'm in. But I am looking forward to learning and sort of getting an education here in real time as I watch these games for the first time since the last time Team USA was in the World Cup. All right, shifting gears. It has been another crazy 24 hours for Broncos pass rusher Jonathan Cooper, and it is developing in real time. We'll get the latest from Mike Kliss next.
With recent revelations about the Broncos' new stadium options, is there reason to worry that a deal could be in jeopardy?
I still think it's more likely that they build on Burnham Yard. It's less likely that it remains on the timeline.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, and I've mentioned this before, the Lone Tree thing isn't dead. The Lone Tree thing is not dead. There is a reason why this is still being called the preferred site and not this is definitely happening.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Remember your 20s when you could stay up late, wake up early, hit the gym, work all day, and still have energy left over? Now you stand up too fast and you need a recovery period. But here's the thing. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Low T sneaks up on you. You lose 2 to 3% of that testosterone every year starting in your 30s, and before you know it, you're tired, foggy, gaining weight, your sex drive's on vacation. Guys, the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they can help. Their advanced medical strategies, TRT, peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more help you get stronger in the gym, sharper at work, better in the bedroom, and more confident everywhere. Your first visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, plus a T and PSA test. And if you start treatment that day, your visit is free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, and they have treated tens of thousands of men. So go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
A family beach vacation is only a short drive away. Come to Nebraska's Big Lake McConaughey to fish, boat, and camp. Or play on the white sand beaches and come back to a hotel room or cabin. Plan your trip at ilovelakemac.com. See you soon at Lake McConaughey.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Hi there, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. If you've been putting off doing your estate plan, it's time to stop pushing your luck. It's never too late to get your estate plan in place. No more excuses. Our team makes the process and experience positive, straightforward, and even fun. Come see us and let us help you make a plan to secure your future and the future of your loved ones. Find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
Do you know the final score, but not your credit score? Are you tracking your team's stats, but not your own spending? Are you breaking down trades, but not your budget? Do you know your team's record, but not your own net worth? Are you following every game, but ignoring your accounts? I've been there. Trust me. That's why I like BOK Financial and what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff that we all tend to avoid, and I'm guilty. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more. Let's talk money. BOK Financial. Member FDIC. Conditions apply.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
This summer, all roads lead to Groove Toyota in Inglewood during our Summer on Us sales event at the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. New Tacoma's only $349 a month lease. GrooveToyota.com. New Tacoma's only $349 a month lease, and soon. Hurry into Inglewood to Groove Toyota before the best Tacomas are gone. Groove Toyota. Start here, go anywhere.
Closed end lease for 36 months with $34.99 due at signing. 0 security deposit on approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Offer expires 6/30/26.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
A interesting week for all the wrong reasons when it comes to Denver Broncos pass rusher Jonathan Cooper, who finds himself knee-deep in legal trouble, rather waist-deep after what we learned here in the last 24 hours. To discuss this, and we'll see how much other ground we get to cover, Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider. Mike, if you don't mind, people are busy. They're living their lives with their family. They got jobs. Just go ahead and reset the Jonathan Cooper story and lay out the timeline that brings us up to speed.
Yeah, one reason why it's so confusing is that stuff has broke kind of out of chronological order. It started a week ago Thursday, June 4th, argument between he and his girlfriend at Cooper's home. They both were charged with one count under the domestic violence related charge. It was criminal mischief. They both destroyed the cell phones of the other. It continued on. They each gave their statements to the police. And later in the week, yesterday, the district attorney charged a domestic 2 assault charges, one a felony and one a misdemeanor. And the reason for those up charges were one of 2 things, and maybe a combination. One, Cooper seemed to violate a protection order by calling his girlfriend and leaving texts, multiple. I think there were 20 texts. He had 2 phone calls. He went to her residence and knocked on the door. The police were there because she had called the police, and they saw through the peephole Jonathan Cooper. And so he was arrested for violating a protection order.
So he must have told her, Mike, he must have told her that he was coming over there for her to call the police and for them to be there, right?
Well, whether that message specifically was made, I'm not sure. I know he had made numerous contact via phone before he went over there. And so that's when some of the messages, and they're published in the affidavit. It was some kind of bizarre text where, they're of sexual orientation, that kind of thing. And he said he wanted to see her. He wanted to be with her. And then maybe that's what caused her to call the cops. I'm not sure. But he did go over there, knocked on the door. A policeman was there, and they found a reason to arrest him on violating the protection order. Harvey Steinberg in court today, I was there. He said there was not a no contact stipulation to the protection order, so he was allowed to make contact with her via text, via going over to her place. The judge said no GPS bracelet that the district attorney wanted to put on his ankle. The girlfriend's attorney wanted charges and wanted harassment. The judge didn't really rule on that. He just gave Cooper a personal recognizance bond and said no GPS. But that's kind of where it is. I think Harvey thinks it's because of the violation of the protection order, the charges were increased to the assault charges. And Harvey argued that they should not, that had already been decided. The charges had already been made. There is not reason to upgrade those charges. So I don't know. It's a complicated thing. Hopefully, Jonathan, the disturbing thing of this, he's a big time Denver Bronco player with a big time good reputation up until a week ago. I mean, he was a zero block guy at Ohio State. He won the Darrent Williams Good Guy Award with the Denver Broncos.
Forgot about that.
And all of that, and then for him to come back 3 days later and do what he did with the communication, it's just it's hard to figure out. And it appears right now that maybe Jonathan Cooper, the best thing for him is to get some help.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, like getting help. If Jonathan Cooper gets that type of help or he needs the help, do you see a situation where the Denver Broncos cut ties with him and my guessing is they wouldn't have to pay his contract because of what's going on? Could you see something like that happen, Mike?
I think it's fair to wonder that now. I heard there was a lot of that talk before on the first incident. The second incident, after I'm guessing he was told by the Broncos, by Sean Payton and Greg Penner and George Payton. He had one on Sean Payton talked about how he visited with him. I'm sure in no uncertain terms he was told you can't have this happen again. And then something happened 3 or 4 days later. I'm not sure. I think that's too premature.
Yeah.
And same with the NFL personal conduct policy. I think they're going to let this system play out, the legal process play out. He can, however, and this often happens, while the legal process goes on, he can get counseling. He can get the NFL policy is not all punitive. It also pays for treatment programs. Yeah. And so I would think Cooper would be a candidate for this, and might behoove him to take advantage of that right now. And it could help with lessen the discipline later on.
Yeah, maybe so. And I didn't realize that the text messages that he was sending, can those be found? I mean, I'm seeing you quote one in your article. Apparently he told her in a text message he wanted to have sex with her, quote, and please, I won't betray you.
Yeah.
Where can we find those text messages, Mike?
Well, we're pretty good reporters here at 9 News, and there are affidavits that we were able to secure from the court. They are available. It's requesting them and getting them. It takes a while sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are a matter of public record in the courts. It's just not easy. There is a process of getting them and steps they want you to follow, and it can be onerous. But we did receive them. Kevin Vaughn, our news reporter, he knows the ins and outs of those kind of things, and he's the one that gets those affidavits and all those legal documents.
Okay, real quick before we let you go, because I know we're short on time. There has been, in the last 10 years, there has been like a lot of Denver Broncos getting in trouble. Like a lot, all right? It's Kareem Jackson's DUI. It's Melvin Gordon's DUI. It's Jerry Jeudy getting arrested. It's Bradley Chubb getting arrested. It's Chad Kelly in someone's living room.
Kareem.
Like I mentioned Kareem.
Vacuum hose.
Yeah, the vacuum hose.
Yeah.
And there's others as well. But this is the first of its kind with the new ownership group. Do we have any indication that Greg and Kerry Penner could potentially hold the Broncos in higher regard than the NFL and just make a bit of a statement that this is unacceptable behavior on our watch?
Yes, indeed. I think that's possible. I will say this, though. The Penners are very measured. Right now on talk radio and our buddy Stoke this morning was, he's a passionate, emotional, reactionary guy. Release him, get rid of him. And maybe ultimately that will happen, but there will be thought first, a long thought out process first, and the reaction later.
Yeah.
Versus what we do, we react instantly.
Sure.
And so it may not end up to a good conclusion for Jonathan Cooper, but it's too early. They're going to let the process play out, get all the facts. I think July 22nd, the trial date, if it gets that far, will be interesting. And then I think after that, the NFL policy personal conduct policy has to take precedent before the Broncos do.
Okay.
But I do think I do know the Penners are looking at this, and you never want a player to have this type of negativity action with a woman. And I know the Penners are aware that people are looking at the Broncos and what they'll do, and the NFL is aware that the nation is looking at what they're going to do with this Jonathan Cooper case.
Man, I wish that we were having a conversation more about football as the Broncos are actually back out on the field for OTAs and minicamp next week, but those conversations will have to wait. Mike, we appreciate your time. As always, great work on the story.
And Zach, you did a great job on that 5-acre parking lot with Burnham Yard and the complications there. That got knocked off the front page, though, here the last week. But you were right on with that, with your explanation of things. And be interesting to see how it all works out there.
Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. We tried our best, and I'm glad that it was received that way. And that's not the only time that we've heard that reaction from that conversation from even inside the building of the Denver Broncos. So appreciate you very much, Mike.
Get that sunblock going, Zach.
Yeah, you see him, he's nice and red. He might be just pissed at me, Mike. That's what it is.
All right, great stuff from our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Will react to what we just learned coming up next.
Broncos country, Sean Payton is locked in. The head coach and the Broncos have agreed to a new 5-year deal through 2030, keeping him paired with championship run. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball-sized hail damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
When a semi-truck hits you, it's not always just a fender bender. First, it's the missed work. Then the medical bills pile up. And these big rig companies can move fast with teams of lawyers, investigators, and denials. If you're not ready, you're already behind. At the Berg Simpson Law Firm, we've handled these cases for decades. So if you've been struck by an 18-wheeler, call us at Berg Simpson today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about water filtration. Unfiltered water in your home is no joke. Did you know tap water can shorten the life of your pipes and, even worse, be dangerous to your family's health? Our punctual plumbers can install a whole home system that filters water before it enters your pipes. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment.
Go with the flow, the local pros call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Rev up Father's Day with gearhead gifts from SummitRacing.com or give a Summit Racing gift card. Plus, enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Sure.
Probably halfway home here on a Friday, and we are live from the North Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen.
We're only halfway, see?
Yeah. And
we're just getting started.
Man, in some ways, that's true. Stopping by the show, a friend of the show, and I think you did this last year when we were in North Glen. Our guy, James Marillette, editor at DenverSports.com. Just real quick before we go into anything else, I just want to react to the Mike-less conversation that we just had about Jonathan Cooper. You talk about a story out of left field that could meaningfully impact the Denver Broncos on the football field, all right? And I know it's a domestic case. It's very serious. But at a certain point in time, like, a football conversation might need to be had about, hey, you might not have we identified, right? First 6 games of the year, right?
Tough.
What's the penalty for domestic? It's 6 games. You could be without Jonathan Cooper. He may never play a down for the Denver Broncos again. Where are you at with this story, James?
Well, as stuff came out this morning, listening to Will and Stoke in real time, and it felt like every 5 minutes there was a new piece to the story, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I will be shocked at this point if it's not a minimum 6-game suspension.
Agreed.
I will be mildly surprised if he doesn't get cut. Now, that's a bold move, a big move by the Penners.
Yeah.
But they're kind of at this fork in the road, right? Like, they got to make a decision of, hey, we're just going to leave it to the legal system and to the league, and it's on them, and we're not going to do our own thing, which a lot of teams have done, and that's how a lot of teams handle it. There's not anything wrong with that approach. Or, hey, we're going to establish how we're going to do it in Denver. This is a different standard, and that's not acceptable. But whatever they do, that's going to be the path moving forward.
Right.
Because unfortunately, right, something like this is going to happen down the road and again, and however you handle this one is setting the precedent for how you're going to handle things moving forward.
You just said it right there. If you would have to guess when it comes to Greg and Kerry Penner, what's going to happen? Do you believe that they will give us Jonathan Cooper a third chance? Because that's exactly what's happening now. Is like strike 1 was the first time, strike 2's now. We're going to give you another one. Or do you believe they're going to say we're going to set that example and we're going to cut you?
I think if all the stuff that came out today about the second arrest, I think if that all turns out to be true, and I heard Mike Kliss when he was on, and he's right, the Walton Penner Family Ownership Group, they're going to wait and make sure they gather all the information. But if all that is true, I think that they'll end up cutting him. I do. It's just It's such a bad look. It's such a bad story.
Yeah.
It's in so many ways that I think that they'll say, hey, that's not how we operate in this organization, and I think they'll move on.
And if they sat down with him and his reaction was to go
right
to try to advance this thing again, she's got an order of protection. It's to the point where he's showing up at the house and the police are already there.
Looking through the peephole.
He's telling her, I want to have sex with you. Like what? So now
after meeting with all of them,
right,
and
yes.
they had a good conversation,
Yes.
they all got on the same, all of that,
Right.
and then he goes and does that. So it's to some extent, if you're the ownership group, you got to look at it and say, we can't trust this guy.
Exactly.
Like we just had this conversation with him, and he couldn't stay out of trouble for 48 hours or whatever it was.
In the face saying it's a big screw you. Like I don't
Exactly.
care what you guys say. I'm going to shake my head and say, or nod my head and say, yes, I understand, and then go back and do it. Right?
He essentially just did. He told them what they wanted to hear.
Yes.
But it wasn't sinking in. He didn't clearly he didn't mean it, right? Because as soon as he had another opportunity, he's off doing something again and getting himself arrested. I mean, listen, if you spend back-to-back Thursday nights in jail,
that's insane.
Exactly.
And in between, you're quoting Bible verses.
Yeah.
Right.
And sending text messages, I want to have sex with you.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter how good of a football player you are. And I know that factors into it. We all may say it doesn't, but it does, right?
Does.
It's the old Jimmy Johnson thing. I mean,
Yep.
it's less important, but
Right.
a guy on special teams falls asleep, he cuts him, and they say, hey, what would you do if Troy Aikman fell asleep? And I tap him and say, hey, wake
him
up, Troy.
Yeah.
This is obviously much more severe, but that will factor into it a little bit. But I think they'll ultimately decide to move on.
While you're here.
Do I get to play tiebreaker?
I can't. I'm going to sit
No,
back because
no.
I feel like you
See-
guys are going to start arguing. And for some reason, James, when you're around, ZB likes to flip to a different side like a hamburger.
No,
So
no,
we're
no,
good.
because you and I have gone at it for years about Jared Bednar.
Yes.
And I have vigorously defended Jared Bednar, have I not?
You have.
And here we have another postseason collapse. I feel like I'm taking a little bit of crazy pills because I hear so much tone of conversation that, like, everything's okay with the Avs. And I'm just like, how can we all unanimously agree that this is maybe even deeper team than the 2022 team, that this team is a wagon, this team, like – and then they go out and fail spectacularly. They don't win a single game past the second round. And my opinion on Bednar is supposed to stay the same. And it does. I don't think it should really work like that. It's not to say Bednar's not a good coach. He is. I believe
agree.
that. He should be memorialized, not wrong word, but, recognized from the ceiling of Ball Arena.
Yep.
But I think that you can't say cup or bust for 7 straight months. You bust, and then nothing happens.
Exactly.
And then I'm listening to Joe Sakic, who we all love, in the press conference yesterday, re-emphasize it repeatedly how awesome of a year it was. Really great year. And I'm like, guys, you got halfway to your postseason goal. You won 8 games, 16s required. You were swept with the season on the line. And I feel like I'm the one who's like the bad guy, the bad cop right now.
Well, no, and I'm with you. And it's like, how many
look at that.
how
That's
many
cute.
failures is it going to take? Right? If it's not 8 out of 9 years, is it 9 out of 10, 10 of 11, 11
Well, he
out
has
of 12?
he has one more year left on his contract. We don't know if he's going to get extended. As of right now, he's not going to get extended. So my guess
Which is a
if they
strange
don't
situation,
extend,
too.
for sure. But if he doesn't get extended, then this will be his last year. And if they don't get to the promised land, he will be.
But
gone.
if you can't win with this roster, what do you need in order to win? Like, it basically was like an Olympic team, right? Like, and when we were watching the Olympics, every single game, didn't matter what country was playing, it felt like an Av was scoring. And you've got that kind of roster, and you still can't win. And outside of the cup year, they have not won a game beyond the second round.
They're averaging 5 postseason wins outside the cup year.
It's crazy.
But what you need is the players to step up and do their damn job.
I agree.
You need
but
Nathan McKinnon to score some goals.
the
You need
problem
Netchis,
is-
who we just brought in to
We
score
start with
goals.
Uggle.
It's the old-
A goal, please. A Kale, for the past 2 years, when it's the lights shine the brightest, Kale hasn't shown up. This year it's because of an injury. So, like, the stars got to shine.
I
That's
agree
my
with that.
take.
But the easier thing to change, it's the old scientific method, right? Change one thing at a time. The easier thing to change is the coach. If you get the same result with a different coach, well, then you start blowing up the core and making really tough decisions. But you got to do something as an intermediary step, and moving on from the coach is the simplest thing. Scientific method, I learned that over at North Glen High School.
Well, and real quick, because I know we got to go, during the Olympics, I remember saying, talking to Drew, Phil, our team, saying if you removed every Avalanche player from their Olympic team, and it was the Avs versus any Olympic team, with the current construct of the Avs and no Avs on the Olympic team, the Avs win the Olympics.
Agreed. Agreed.
And they didn't win a single game.
Fourth
past the
straight
second
year.
round.
If Carolina wins one more game,
But James,
fourth straight
you should
year,
be
they've
proud.
lost
You
to the
should-
non-cup
James,
winner, too.
Oh,
James,
that's interesting.
You should be proud. You should be a proud father. ZB's on your side now. And
He
you
finally
flipped
came
him.
around.
You
He finally
flipped
came
him.
around. I flipped him on
like a hamburger,
Javante.
right?
I flipped him
You
on
didn't
that.
flip me on
Javante. Stop it.
See, look
All right,
at that.
that's where we draw the line. Hey,
Oh.
it's Friday, and we're playing trivia next.
With recent revelations about the Broncos' new stadium options, is there reason to worry that a deal could be in jeopardy?
I still think it's more likely that they build on Burnham Yard. It's less likely that it remains on the timeline.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, and I've mentioned this before, the Lone Tree thing isn't dead. The Lone Tree thing is not dead. There is a reason why this is still being called the preferred site and not this is definitely happening.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now driving down the street who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or hey, finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin for you. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family. And of course, their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and plus the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments of memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
The game started. Call your dad.
I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey. Goal!
Hear shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans, not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla. Speed Test Intelligence data to H 2025.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
Could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR, and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
One Real Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Rolling downhill here on a Friday, live from the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen, up north. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Here we go.
Absolutely love it. It's been a really fun day so far. All right, the day is flying by. We normally, around this time on a Friday, play a little bit of trivia. So with that being said, Dante Gomez back in the studio. Hit the music.
All right, guys, got an NBA question for you. The Knicks just completed the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. Which team has the biggest comeback in all of NBA history? Is it the Knicks, Clippers, Jazz, Celtics, or Lakers?
So this is the largest comeback just in any regular season game, right?
NBA
largest
history.
NBA history, and it was the Knicks, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Jazz, and did we miss one there?
And, did you say Celtic? Was it Boston?
I think he said Boston. I'll replay the teams here.
Yeah, fire it again.
Is it the Knicks, Clippers, Jazz, Celtics, or Lakers?
Okay. All right, that question is being voiced by morning producer John Zimmer, who is here on site.
Making sure we're not cheating.
And you want to know what?
Speaking of cheating, there was some funny business on this morning's
really?
trivia.
Explain.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the curveball question Ty was like, oh, it's this. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, Will and Stokely are talking about some nonsense, and Ty just chimes in. He's like, actually, it might be this other thing.
Really? So
I don't want to accuse him of cheating. Ty's a good guy, but it was a little weird that he just all of a sudden switched his answer.
Look, you're a good guy until you're not.
That smacks of when Mark Schlereth was doing the show from New York, and after thinking about it for 5 minutes, out of nowhere he goes, Milan Hajduk, for most games ever played after Joe Sakic, and he's on camera looking at his computer. Well, we're not sure. I don't know, fellas. Look. 4 of these teams are major market teams. Like the Jazz stick out for a team that may not belong with the rest of this group. I don't specifically remember any singular game where it was the largest comeback in NBA history.
What about Clippers? That's an interesting one. You always look at the Lakers, and of course Boston will be one. You'd say the Lakers are Boston, but the Clippers are that team that's in LA. You don't really talk about as much. Could they have done that?
Dante, what do you think?
I don't think it's the Knicks, because I feel like we would have heard that they have the largest finals and the largest regular season comebacks.
I like that.
But I don't really feel strongly about any of these. I'm not sure.
Didn't the Jazz just have a big comeback this year in a game that they weren't supposed to win? They were allegedly tanking. Didn't they have a massive comeback just this year?
I don't remember. Was it? Would it have been the largest in NBA history?
I mean, I don't even know. I have no feel for this question at all.
Me either.
I would feel fine with Celtics, Jazz. Either of those sound more likely, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you think about some of those powerhouse Laker teams or Celtics teams that maybe played with their food, got down, and then just put their foot on the gas and stormed back.
Yeah, but I think you would have remembered one of those if it was the Lakers or the
I mean,
Celtics.
what if it was in 1989 and I'm 2 years old? I just don't remember.
Knowing Mike, it was in the 70s.
Let's just pick one. Let's just
go with the Jazz.
Go with the Jazz?
Yeah, let's go with the Jazz.
Let's go with the Utah Jazz. You go with that, DG?
Yeah, works for me.
All right, Utah Jazz, final answer, send it in.
The answer is the Utah Jazz,
All right.
who came back from 36 down in 1996 against the Nuggets.
36 down against the Nuggets. Very interesting. All right, good start. Let's fire another one.
Which NFL team has the most wins without a Super Bowl victory? Is it Arizona, Detroit, Minnesota, or Cleveland?
Ooh. This is a good question. So who has the most NFL wins without a Super Bowl? Arizona, Detroit, Minnesota. Who else was it?
Cleveland. First instinct, Arizona's been a franchise forever, if you go back to the Chicago days.
Correct.
Is that counting, you think?
I would assuming they're counting franchise wins overall.
Okay, so Quebec's wins would count.
Correct.
Okay.
What about Detroit? Because Detroit has been there forever.
They have. So is Cleveland.
Yeah.
So does Cleveland count for the Ravens?
That's good. That's a good question.
Cleveland count for the Ravens?
Well, isn't Cleveland an expansion team?
This iteration of it is.
This one was.
Okay. That makes me think it's not them then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it's like Detroit.
I like that, Dante. I think that's a good observation.
Agreed.
Let's take Cleveland out.
I actually lean more Minnesota.
I was going to say
Minnesota's been in the Super Bowl 4 times.
They have, and you have to be really good to lose in the
Correct.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell people that about the Bills.
Oh, okay.
You have to be really freaking good to lose 4 times straight in the Super Bowl.
Well, it's just with Detroit, it's like they've been around for a long time. They've won games. They just haven't ever.
But Detroit, for the best part, has never been all that good.
Yeah, I was going to say, this era of Lions football has been better, but there was 3 decades where they were dog water.
Yeah. Minnesota's pretty much always been good.
My mind goes to Minnesota.
Yeah,
I liked Arizona or Minnesota, personally.
Okay.
All right, let's go with
Minnesota then.
Let's go with Minnesota.
If it's not, I'm bringing my belt out, spanking some ass.
And who are you on the record thinking it is?
Detroit.
Okay, let's go Minnesota. Final answer. Send it in.
The answer is Detroit.
Oh my God.
Where's my belt? Where's my belt?
Oh my God.
This is when the coach puts me in the game, puts me in the corner and tells me to shoot the ball, but you don't give me the ball.
God almighty.
I'm going to the bench.
That was a good call.
That was
a good call.
They're long, people wouldn't expect them to, but they've been around
forever.
They have. They win games, but never got to the big one. And it's probably close. It probably is really close.
All right, we are halfway home. We got 2 trivia questions left. We'll finish it next.
Is Evan Ingram playing for more than just a Super Bowl in 2026?
This guy not only playing for maybe the future of his time in Denver, I mean, at this point on the side of 30 that he's on, if he doesn't show something this year, who wants Evan Ingram? I think Evan Ingram might be playing for his NFL life this season.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Larry. The IRS is really hounding you. It's escalating. They even assigned a person to your case.
Saying that we owed a bunch of money because of clerical error. We didn't know that at the time. They were going to collect a bunch of money for it.
They're literally just beating you up.
Oh, yeah. You know, certified mail letters coming and the IRS telling us they're going to levy our checking accounts. And then, you know, when the guy shows up at your front door, you figure, we better do something.
Yeah. How much did you really have to pay him?
It started out the IRS telling us that we owed them $15,000.
That's real money.
By the time Advanced Tax Solutions got done, the number was zero.
Zero. That's the perfect solution, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's the best number. Our stress is gone. You know, we're not dealing with the IRS anymore. We haven't since we went and met with Advanced Tax Solutions.
You know, thank you so much for coming in. That just means so much to me.
Not a problem.
Every situation is different. And if we can give you a hand, it's 303-753-6040 or jump online at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What is going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Summer is already here. Tea times, perfect drives, and enjoying the greens with family and friends. But if joint pain is holding you back or keeping you from the golf course, discover natural pain-free relief with Regen RX. Their shockwave, stem cell, and PRP therapy could be the right move for you and the key for you to reclaim your swing and active golfing life again. No surgery, no downtime, and no risk. Right now, they are offering a limited number of consultations. Text PAIN. Again, that's PAIN to 303-630-9770. That's 303-630-9770 to see if you're a candidate. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinion. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303-LAW-4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303-LAW-4040. That's 303-LAW-4040.
When it's sports, you love watching the pros.
If it's surgery, you definitely want the pros.
When you need a new roof, call Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's put a bow on trivia, and then we can get back to business here on a Friday. We got a lot going on in Denver sports. And but let's finish this up. Appreciate you guys playing along with us. Dante Gomez, go ahead and hit the music.
In no specific order, name the last 3 winners of the World Cup.
Oh, my. The last 3 winners of the World Cup of France comes to mind. I don't think that the last sequence, but the one
they lost. They lost in this last one to Argentina.
France lost. Oh, yeah, Messi finally got his.
Messi finally got his.
Yep, Messi got his.
I believe France won it the previous time out.
Yeah, they did.
So France, Argentina.
France and Argentina are 2.
Spain won back-to-back. What was it, like 08 and 12? Is that too far back?
Well, so it's every 4 years, right?
4 years.
So the last one
22
would
and
have been
18.
22 and 18.
What about Brazil?
I don't think Brazil's won in a while. I don't think Brazil's won it since like 06.
Okay.
Spain is a good guess, though.
Spain definitely won in that range because they won the World Cup and the Euro Cup, and they were just on top of the world.
Okay.
Did Germany win one in there?
Ooh,
I was thinking Germany or Italy.
Italy's not even in it this year.
Yeah, Italy hasn't been in the last 2 World Cups. Maybe even the last 3.
I feel like they were in a final, though.
They were in the Euro final, I believe.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Not this last iteration, but the one before that.
I like Spain or Germany.
God, I like both of those too.
I know.
We just need 3, correct?
We just need 3. We've
Yes,
definitely
we
got
have 2.
We have 2, France, Argentina.
Yeah, France and Argentina.
And you want to take Spain out and put Germany in there?
I don't know.
Spain definitely won one. It was either 08 or 12. And potentially both.
So the U.S. just played them in the
Germany,
right?
Saturday.
I think they would have brought that up, like, hey, in the last 3 years, Germany have at least showed up and won.
Or last 3 World Cups.
World Cups, yeah.
Which would have been, what now, 12 years ago.
For some reason, I'm leaning a little bit towards Germany.
You like Germany, huh? Spain's supposed to win it this year. They're supposed to be the top dogs. They were good the last one as well.
Just trying to narrow down, like, who's won, like, Portugal, I don't think has ever won it with Ronaldo. England hasn't won it in forever.
Right. I think it's Spain or Germany.
I do too.
I think it's Germany. And I think I kind of want the ball on this one.
Okay.
Oh, you want okay, all right.
You know,
Let's relax on you having the ball. I'm the one that said Spain, Germany.
Wait. Well, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm here too. You're jumping in. I'm calling 4 flat. That means 4 guys get to the baseline. Get the hell out of the way.
You got the little triangle up, the Kobe.
You're spacing everybody out.
Let's just say 4 flat.
Get down there.
Everyone get on the baseline.
I mean,
I like.
You seem more confident than I do. Like I'm on the fence about Spain.
I know
and Germany,
Spain and Germany. I like Spain, but Germany, if you're confident, let's go.
Where are you? Where's your confidence level?
About 70% towards Spain.
Spain. Dante, where's your confidence level?
I would lean Spain, but I'm not super sure. I would say 55-45.
Where are you at, Phil?
I'm like 65% Spain.
So I have 3 of my three of my teammates going Spain.
I just know for a fact Spain won. I'm just thinking it might have been the 4 World Cups ago.
I think in between Spain winning and where we're at now, I think it's Germany.
Okay.
I think you're right, Zach. I think it's Germany.
I'll pull a Russell Westbrook. Just ignore all of us. Go ahead and take the shot.
All right.
I'll take the layup.
And I'll take the blame if it goes wrong. But I'm calling 4 flat. You fools get to the baseline, get out of the way. I'm taking this thing to the rack. We're going France, Argentina, and Germany. Final answer, send it in, Jerome.
The answers are Argentina, France, and Germany.
Yes! Let's go!
Extend this man!
Extend this man!
That OG Anunoby tip in.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Gigi took the shot, missed it.
Oh, I love it.
Again, I said Spain or Germany.
Yeah.
All right.
Did your part.
Good job. Let's hear. We have our curveball question left. Go ahead and fire away.
All right, guys, and for your curveball question, on which street in Denver is the original Chipotle, which opened in 1993? University, Downing, Colfax, Evans, or Logan?
It's Evans.
I'm confident.
Let's build it up a little bit here.
Well, hold on.
We're
We
doing
have
radio. It's theater of the mind.
I know.
We have conflicting answers
South
over
High School.
here.
It's right by South High School, too, man.
It's right by DU, though, isn't
It's
it?
right by DU.
Yes.
Yeah.
DU, South High School. It's right
So in that
there.
case, it could either be University or Evans, but there isn't.
I was
one
going to
on
say, Joe
University.
was saying University.
Yeah, I thought University.
Nah, I think it is Evans. University,
There's no Chipotle on University.
No, there's no. Yeah, there's no.
No.
There's not.
No.
I'm confident in that.
Yeah.
One. No, it's
Yeah.
Evans.
Are they're setting a university trap
They're setting that trap.
because it's next to DU.
It's right next to you. It's literally like the intersection.
So if you got 4 flash, what if you just want 2 to go down to the baseline? What do you call? It's just me and Drew now. The other 2 go down to the baseline.
I know. The non-native over here is like, hey, might be University.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to get to the end of the segment.
That's
for
fair.
sure.
That's fair.
For sure. Doing trivia.
Evans.
Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dante, thoughts?
I'm good with Evans. Joe was saying University. That was his first instinct. He had to walk out of the room, unfortunately. So I was left with, I think
That's
it's
how confident
University.
he is. He walked out of the room. He's like, yep.
Well, maybe Kevin's helping out the morning show. Kevin was like, hey, Joe, I need you for something.
Okay. Let's go with Evans. We feel good about Evans?
Yes.
All right, let's go. The first Chipotle ever was on Evans. Final answer, send it in.
The answer is Evans.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Alley-oop to Drew. Slam dunk.
A little two-man game.
3-1.
Little two-man
The other
game.
2 get to the baseline.
Hey, everyone's got a star in their role, man. I'm good with stepping out of the play. I just, when I need the ball, I need the ball. I didn't need the ball.
I feel you.
All right. Hey, Davis Webb said the arrival of Jalen Waddle reminds him of something he saw with his own 2 eyes. And if he's right, Broncos country's going to love it. That's next.
Just how difficult will it be for the Broncos to repeat their 14-win success of last season?
I look at the AFC guys. I don't necessarily see a 14-win team in the AFC. I don't even know if I see a 13-win team in the AFC. But I see a bunch of 10 and 11-win teams in this AFC.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year at Cresco Restaurant Equipment's 4-Day Expo Sale, June 10th through 13th in Aurora. Huge discounts on their entire inventory of restaurant equipment and supplies. Factory reps on hand and giveaways. Search Cresco Denver Expo for details.
Denver Deck Builders will not only build you a high-quality deck, but as owner Ron Gibbous explains, so much more.
Oh, you want to use the space underneath your deck? We'll put a dry below in there, and then it won't rain under there when it's raining up above. If you want to spend time on your upper deck, put a roof over it. The customer service of our salesmen getting to know each individual customer's needs is what helps people to spend more time on their deck.
Start planning your ultimate outdoor living space, Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The new 2026 Honda CR-V was made for Colorado, and Champ Honda is the place to get one. Whether you're navigating city streets or heading up to the mountains, the CR-V delivers the comfort and capability you need for all of it. Champ Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you have plenty of great options to choose from. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you know you'll be treated fairly with no games or hidden charges. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
This July 4th, celebrate at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, hosted by America 250. Get your $17.76 tickets at america250.org/LA.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive.
To see these some familiar faces that we've seen before, some new faces,
Just
and
some beautiful faces, because I'm stuck in there with you all day long looking at that face. I'm like, damn, he's ugly. I need to get out, venture out a little bit, and now we're here, man, with a bunch of beautiful faces.
Phil, I am objectively more handsome than you. I like most people agree.
I mean, hey,
most
man,
people
come
agree.
on, look at me.
So I said Davis Webb said something yesterday. He said the arrival of Jalen Waddle reminds him of something that he saw with his own two eyes. And if he's right, Broncos country is going to love it. We played the audio earlier in the show. I don't want to play it again because it's not great audio, because the Broncos, for whatever reason, they'll have Sean Payton go up on the podium and speak. They do not have the coordinators go up on the podium and speak anymore.
They're not worthy enough, I guess.
And maybe they will in the regular season. You know, I just forget how this thing goes as we're getting ready to start all over again. So, but anyway, Davis Webb said he thinks that the arrival of Jalen Waddle reminds him of Josh Allen in Buffalo when they traded for Stephon Diggs. Going into Josh Allen's third year, that was the big leap for Josh Allen, who went from, as a rookie, completing 52% of his passes. Year 3, 69% of his passes. In year number 2, Josh Allen had 20 touchdown passes. In year 3, he had 37 touchdown passes, a 17 touchdown increase year over year. And this is relevant because Davis Webb was Allen's backup in Buffalo and saw it take place firsthand. And if that's the analogy that he's drawing for Bo Nix going into year number 3, if he's even 85% right about that analogy, I think Broncos country is going to love this new partnership.
We should definitely love what's going on with this partnership. One, like you just got done saying, Davis Webb, he was in the building with Josh Allen. He was in the building with Stephon Diggs. And now he's in the building with Bo Nix and Jalen Waddle. And from what I'm hearing, not just watching, so the first 2 days that we've been able to go to camp, the first 2 Thursdays, Jalen Waddle has stood out. Just his speed, his explosiveness, how smooth of a route runner he is. But there's guys that get to watch practice every single day, and what they're saying is sometimes this man comes out with some type of route or move that has the coaches in awe, and that he gets open so fast that when Bo Nix gets back, he is going to love Jalen Waddle, and he's going to probably end up being the number 1 target if Jalen Waddle can continue to get the separation, which he will. And one thing about Davis Webb is he's going to want to hit the middle of that field. All day yesterday, that's what they worked on. clearing everybody out and letting Court and Jalen Waddle hit the middle of the field. They call that a dig route. It's usually a 15-yard in route, and Jalen Waddle was getting the separation, and Stidham was hitting him in stride for big-time plays. So for Davis Webb to bring that up with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and now it's going to be Bo Nix and Jalen Waddle, this is going to be a dynamic duo that if they can get on the same page when Bo Nix is back in action, they're going to be scary, man. It's going to be hard to stop them.
Yeah, and I'm super anxious if we do get to see Bo Nix this coming week. I don't need to see him. We've talked about that. I don't need to see him. Even if he's 95% good, I would say I don't need to see him. Let's see him in July.
Yeah.
We are still in the month of June, but that being said, we did get a bit of an update from Sean Payton yesterday, and it does sound like around this time next week, we are going to see Bo Nix back on a football field for the first time since the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. And also, yesterday, Bo Nix is out there like he was last Friday, Z, when you were out there.
Yep.
You know, he's laughing, he's talking with Davis Webb, he's talking with the receivers. From what I've heard is during walk-through and jog-through before we can go in,
right.
He's the quarterback, and he's getting in and out of the huddle. He's taking step-backs and drop-backs, throwing the ball to Court and Jalen Waddle. So I can't wait to see him. And we probably are going to see Bo Nix throw a couple passes to Jalen Waddle and Cortland on the mandatory minicamp. But I will tell you this. I don't know how much we will see of him during team. Maybe it's 7-on-7,
right.
Or maybe it's just individual drills thrown to the receivers. But he will be out there.
Well, with the Stephon Diggs situation in Buffalo that drew the analogy from Davis Webb yesterday, Diggs was the unequivocal number one.
Yes.
It wasn't like there was – and they had like maybe Gabe Davis there at the time. But like it wasn't a dispute who was the number one wide receiver in Buffalo in the year that Davis Webb is talking about. I don't think that's going to be the setup here in Denver. I just don't. I think it's going to be a Sunday by Sunday question of who's going to be the leading receiver. Because as we talked about maybe, I don't know, a week and a half ago, Courtland Sutton has arguably – been more of a productive receiver in the NFL than Jalen Waddle. More 1,000-yard seasons, Sutton over Waddle.
Yep.
More yards per catch, Sutton over Waddle. Believe it or not, I know we've talked about it, so it's not news to you, but Jalen Waddle has been a top 20 receiver one time in his career. Sutton's done that 3 times. So I think that I was just talking to a listener here about that during the last commercial break. He said, hey, how do you think Waddle's going to do? I said, I think he's going to kill it, but I don't think you're necessarily going to follow the numbers in how impactful Waddle is going to be because he has such a gravitational pull that everyone knows where this guy is on every single snap. And what does that mean for Sutton? And then, like, the ripple effect. Okay, now you have to worry about both of these guys. And then what does that mean for the third receiver? What does that mean for Evan Ingram? And so I'll continue and maintain to say that I think the healthiest setup for the Denver Broncos in 2026 is no 1,000-yard receiver. And I know I sound psychotic saying that. Like, it's almost like like our football, consciousness.
And I know what you're getting at with that, and there shouldn't be a 1,000-yard receiver. Now there are 17 games played, so there's probably going to be a 1,000-yard receiver, whether it's Court or Jalen Waddle. But it's on Bo to spread that damn ball around.
That's right.
It's on Bo to get Jalen Waddle going, Cortland going, Evan Ingram, the running backs. And if he can unlock all that and understand when to get these guys involved, it's going to be an explosive offense. And this is for Davis Webb now. All right, it's about mixing up your reads. Who's the number one option on this play? Who's the number 2 read? All right, all that matters. And then for Bo, you must stay in the pocket long enough for some of these plays to develop. Let Jalen Waddle do his route running ability move and set himself up. Let Courtland Sutton build up a little bit more so he can have that 50-50 ball opportunity. In order to do that, Bo Nix needs to trust the offensive line, trust the running back that's blocking the guy coming off a blitz, and stay in the pocket long enough to make those explosive plays happen.
Well, we'll see. We don't have long to wait until we're like gathering real evidence, and that will be training camp, and that will be preseason games. And I think that this preseason, the games are going to be more relevant than they have in recent years. We're not going to see a joint practice, and I believe that we're going to see Bo Nix. Honestly, I think you're going to see him play in 2 of the 3, which I think is probably the norm. But I think the length that he plays into these games, I think that this year, I would argue that this year's preseason is going to be amongst the most interesting preseasons we've seen in the last 10 years because no Bo Nix throughout the offseason. He's going to miss the entire offseason, so you're going to need to make up for some of these reps. no joint practice. You're going to need to make up for some of those reps and
those are game-like reps.
Yes.
You're talking about when you're in practice, in a joint practice, because usually that's why a lot of these players don't play during the preseason game, because that joint practice, I mean, it's vicious. You're going at it. You're fighting with each other. You're battling. Honestly, it's rough. It's rougher than playing in the games because you don't really have the referees that have all eyes on you throwing the flags. But you're getting a lot of great work when you do have these joint practices. And like you just got done alluding to, the Denver Broncos will not have a joint practice this year.
No, so you have this Bo Nix missing an off season. You have no joint practice. So that's the one reason why preseason games, the importance is going to be just increased. And then the other is that Davis Webb is calling plays for the first time.
Indeed.
And I know he spoke yesterday talking about mock games, like calling mock games. Man, you can do all the mock stuff you want. Like, and what this is striking a chord, and just I'm remembering, like guys who want to be play-by-play guys, they will often call a game on a screen that's not actually happening to try to build the reps and the rhythm of calling a game. And then you actually get courtside and you're plugged in and you got an engineer in your ear or a director in your ear and you're trying to keep up with the possessions and remember everyone's name. And it's just, there's nothing like it. So you can try and go through these, mock exercises to come close, but it's really not. So for that other added dimension of preseason games, Davis Webb and Bo Nix, that new partnership, it's going to be a major rough draft.
And talking about, and speaking of, about Davis Webb yesterday, again, was calling the plays, rocking up and down the field, communicating to the quarterbacks, communicating to the receivers, very vocal. And there was a couple plays where he had them redo the play and had them go back into the huddle. That was great to see, because now it's like you're taking command of this offense. You're taking command of the playbook. And you know what Sean was doing, ZB? Sean was sitting back there. He wasn't with the offense. He was actually with the defense on the other side.
That right?
With a different point of view where he's looking at the defense now with the receivers and Waldo and Riley Moss going at it. And then what Sean would do is high-five the defense, high-five the receivers or the running backs, talk to the offensive line and laugh and joke with them. He's not a part of the play calling as of right now. He's letting Davis Webb do that, and that's great reps. That's great work. And now for Davis Webb, you got to do it in the preseason games, and then you got to show us that you're ready to do it when week 1 starts.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be a fascinating preseason. Did you notice anything else from being out there at OTAs? Hearing Luke Wattenberg not playing.
So Luke wasn't out there, wasn't available, was not the center, and so that was interesting because we haven't heard of any type of injury with him. It's OTA, so no telling what's going on with him. Also, Forsythe wasn't out there as well, so I think he was dealing with something.
Interesting.
And so they were down to their third center. Now, when we were out there last Thursday, we were talking about Jahdae Barron.
Yeah.
And how Jahdae Barron wasn't taking reps. And it was just Jaquan McMillan and then a couple other new guys that just got to the team. Well, I'm like, okay, Jahdae Barron, he might be playing or he might get some more reps to yesterday. And that wasn't the case. Jahdae Barron, yet again, was sitting there. He was full suited, except having his helmet to the side. He did a couple drills, but he was not in on 7-on-7, and he was not in on team. So that's interesting because you have a lot of noise around Jaquan McMillan about contract talks.
That's right.
And if they're going on or if they're not going on.
Right.
And then you have Jahdae Barron, who's supposed to take over for Jaquan McMillan, that's sitting there on the sideline. Obviously, something's up with that man, and I think he might be dealing with some type of injury, maybe a cleanup job, and he's recovering from that. I don't know. I'm speculating, but the guy is not out there right now, and he should be. If you're competing for that spot, you're a first-round draft pick, ZB, but you still have to earn that spot, and right now, Jaquan McMillan, that's his spot to lose.
Well, you want to know what's interesting? One, it's interesting to hear you say it's his spot to lose when you're talking about going against a first-round pick. But, guys, no, and I'm being serious because typically, it's that guy's spot to lose. But here's the reality. Something happened to Jahdae Barron. Something happened. We don't know what happened.
Yep.
All right? The team's not telling us what happened. But you said this, I think, last week. You don't give vet days for a second-year player.
No, you don't.
Right? You're on the sideline for OTAs because something happened. So I don't know what it is. We're left to speculate. All right, but something happened.
I mean, yesterday, we get a message from Mike Kliss that shoots it out there with the Jonathan Cooper, and it has nothing to do with his legal matters. It has something to do with him practicing. And what Mike said was, hey, there was a procedure done to his groin, and that was Jonathan Cooper. And guess what? Jay Coop wasn't out there last Thursday practicing. He was doing some individual work, but no team. Now, he was out there yesterday before the incident. He was out there with team in 7-on-7, sometimes just as a linebacker. But for Jahdae Barron, he's still sitting there on the sideline, not doing too much. And when you have somebody that's on the sideline in his second year as a first-round draft pick that needs to earn his spot, not doing too much, he's dealing with a significant injury that he's healing from.
Yeah, he is. And, wow, not a great start to the career of Jahdae Barron, where a year ago he just simply played behind someone that the Broncos didn't envision playing as well. And then – you get to the postseason, he played even less. Talking about Jahdae Barron, he played 5 total snaps in the AFC Championship game as the Broncos' first-round pick. And then, and here's the other thing. It's like you have the McMillan thing going on that's separate from the Jahdae Barron, but they're obviously connected. I want to ask Sean Payton about this next week. I'm going to ask Sean Payton about this.
He's going to get his belt out on you.
Well, he may.
Excuse me?
He may, but like.
What do you want to ask him?
Well, first and foremost, what happened to Jahdae Barron? Like, no one's asked that question yet. First-round draft pick is not on the field. That's unusual, but no one's asked yet. So I'll ask Sean Payton next week at mandatory minicamp what's going on with him. But separate from that, you have the Jaquan McMillan thing. Did you hear Sean Payton when he was talking about Jaquan McMillan yesterday?
I did.
Okay, so if you guys haven't heard it, there's another portion of this conversation that, like, you just have to hear, because you would never think you're listening to the head coach talk about the guy, the undrafted guy who's playing over the first-round pick. But I think there's something to this, and I want to play it for our audience and react to it. But first, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! And actually, our beautiful ladies from Regen RX, they're here today. You guys should go to their booth, check it out, see what if you would like anything when it comes to PRP treatments, stem cell therapy, shockwave therapy, you name it, they have it, and they can break it all down for you guys. As you guys listen to us explain what the hell is going on today, ZB.
Well, we're talking Denver sports. We're up in North Glen at the Glen Bar and Grill. We're going to be here for around another hour. So if you're anywhere in the area, you can join the awesome collection of listeners that are here. Some people have just left or gone inside, so we have some seating that's been freed up here outside on the patio. But the Jahdae Barron conversation, this thing is trending towards a mystery. Okay? And
were we in clue?
Well, it's one of these things where you have to gather clues.
That's true.
Okay, so things have not gone according to plan for the Denver Broncos and Jahdae Barron.
Let's break it down.
All right, so he's the first-round pick. He was the crystal, right? He drew the analogy of the crystal, and you just could not pass up on a talent like Jahdae Barron, even if you were drafting at a position that you kind of already had stocked, right? But you couldn't say no. You couldn't pass on him, so they drafted him, right? And then you have in the first round, 20th overall, just 19 total players picked before Jahdae Barron. And then you have undrafted Jaquan McMillan. And we talked it round and round, and I told you, Phil, the first rounder's going to play. The first rounder's going to play.
Yeah.
The first rounder's going to play.
Shame on you. Never go against me, ZB. Never go against me.
And turns out you were right, and I was wrong, period, because he got outplayed. And I remember saying, if it's close, it goes to the first-round pick.
Yes.
That would indicate it wasn't close a year ago. It wasn't close. J-Mac took that position by force and never gave it back. And now you hear Sean Payton, the way listen to the tone. So I have 3 clips for you. Listen to the tone that head coach Sean Payton, fresh off an extension, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. But listen to Sean Payton when asked any talks with McMillan on in his contract year and what Sean Payton said.
He's so focused in preparing, to play and play well. I'm sure he'll compartmentalize that, and it will take care of itself very well. The stuff he's putting on tape, it was his The other day, and we played that interception, and I told him, I said, there'll be a day you come to visit me, and I'll be having applesauce. I won't remember your name, but I'll remember that play. So you're going to have to tell me your name, and I'm going to be able to tell you the play and the down and distance in the game. And he laughed. Yeah, he's doing real well.
He's doing real well. And that contract, that will take care of itself. Here's a little bit more from Sean Payton talking about how him being around the ball is not an accident. Listen to this.
Listen, he's got all the things you're looking for. Like when I say grit, chip on his shoulder, but the ball finds him. We keep talking about taking it away, and we even forget Buffalo on the road, Monday night, 23. First series of the game, ball's out. He's causing a fumble. He's just around it all, not just good fortune. That's the skill set.
So he's not just saying the right things to say the right things. Like it feels like from where we were a year ago, he has fully come around on Jaquan McMillan.
Well, Jaquan forced his way in. And now Sean has to say uncle to it. Because at some point you have to, like you like to say, obey your eyes. And if you don't, then you're naive. And what Jaquan McMillan is doing is he's very consistent. He's showing up every single day during practice. He's showing up every single day during every single game on Sunday. All right, he's making the plays. He's very smart. He's not the fastest, but he knows angles. He's very aware of his surroundings. He's making those plays because he is chippy. He is aggressive. And those are the type of guys you need on the football field, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. And that's something that you can't coach. You just have to have. You have to have the want to. You have to have the competitiveness to say, you're not going to outdo me. You're not going to win this battle, and I'm going to be the one that's on top. You have to find a way to weather the storm and win those battles, and that's exactly what Jaquan McMillan is doing, and that's exactly what Jahdae Barron is not doing. What it seems like with Jahdae Barron is he thought it was going to be rainbows and butterflies and that it was going to be easy for him to just get this spot because he was a first-round draft pick. And when he didn't get it, he was very uncomfortable. From what I've seen out there with his body language, and last time I brought up body language to Audric Esime, it went big and got clipped. Well, I'll tell you this. When it comes to body language, it looks like Jahdae Barron thought he was just going to have that spot, and now he has to fight for it. And are you willing to fight for it? Do you want to fight for it? Do you have enough in the tank to fight for it? You're young. You're young, but you were in the SEC with Texas.
Yeah.
All right, where it was just given to you. Where for Jaquan McMillan, he got it out the mud, Z.
He did, and he's only 26 years old.
Yep.
Like Jaquan McMillan, and you heard Sean Payton say, he goes, it was his birthday last week. We played the Bills play for him. He just turned 26 last week. Talking about J-Mac. And so here's one more clip from Sean Payton when asked, does he have a soft spot for guys like McMillan that go undrafted? This is what he said.
The one thing in our league that's important is players can arrive getting drafted. They can get signed after the draft. Once they get here, how they arrive, the locker room has to know you're playing the best players. And there's just been countless experiences I've had where Pierre Thomas makes the team as undrafted running back, and we cut a fourth-round pick. And then shoot NFC championship game, he's returning a kick to the 48-yard line. So there's a spot in all of our hearts for anyone, whether they're first, second, third round or undrafted, that competes the way he does, plays the way he does, and has the respect of his teammates. And that ultimately, probably, I think, one of the most important things a player, coach, or anyone in this industry wants is the respect of his peers. Like, man, you're going to have to play against him. And so I think he has that.
Man, I'll tell you what, that was a really interesting response. And he said one thing, and then he tried to rephrase it and re-emphasize it a little bit later within that same response. But he says the locker room knows you have to play the best players. And I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly.
No, it says the locker room needs to know that you're going to play the best
players.
Yeah,
the locker room needs to know that you're going to play the best players. And that's great that Jahdae Barron was picked in the first round.
They don't care about that.
They don't care. They don't care. If Jaquan McMillan is better, and he has been, and I don't have any other information that says that's not the case right now. In fact, it's the opposite. Barron's not even on the field right now. It's a good problem to have in some ways because you need guys like J-Mac, but at the same time, I just want to be on the same page where this thing could trend. And
get messy,
and the direction that it could trend is your 20th overall pick for a second consecutive year is not on the football field.
Then you know what, Z? if that is the case, then he doesn't belong on the damn football field. If he can't take the pressure and compete and find a way to beat out J-Mac, who's an undrafted free agent, you don't deserve to be on that football field with Hufanga and Zach Allen and PS2 and Riley Moss. They have one goal in mind, win a Super Bowl. They don't care about a young guy that doesn't know what he's doing and has excuses. Either you get the job done or you don't. And J-Mac's the guy that's going to get the job done now. And that's exactly what Sean is saying. Like, I don't want to lose the trust in the locker room by playing this guy, Jahdae Barron, right now if he's not ready to go. Because what's going to happen is Hufanga's going to walk up the stairs, talk to Sean Payton, and say, hey, this isn't going to work, man. We want to win, and you need to put the guys on the field that are ready to do that.
Yeah, it's not about vision on game days.
No, it's not.
Right?
It's not. To the left and right of you, can I trust you?
Yep.
Are we going to war together? And I hate to say it's like disrespectful to soldiers, but are we going to battle together?
Yeah.
And you leave it at that.
Well, Sean Payton did not last 18 years as a head coach in the NFL and didn't just sign a lucrative extension yesterday because he grips too tightly to his vision. And he talks about Pierre Thomas and others that just, quote unquote, get it out the mud and are just, they become undeniable. Jaquan McMillan, he might be on the doorstep of becoming undeniable. The guy was the best slot receiver or best slot corner last year in professional football. And he's in the prime of his career. And it doesn't really matter, I suppose, how you find them. It's just a matter of how that you did find them. But I remember once upon a time, and this is different because it's quarterback. And at the time, everyone tell me, oh, you're being dramatic. Okay. At the time, I remember 2017 saying, if this thing continues to trend in the direction that it's going, Paxton Lynch is going to go down not just as a bust, but one of the more unique busts that you'll ever see. Unlike Johnny Manziel and unlike Jamarcus Russell, he was never even given a chance to fail.
Yes.
And that's what I fear. And it's way too early for that because that was well into year 2 with Paxton Lynch. But you could see where the conversation could trend in this direction.
Oh, yes.
Where Jahdae Barron, the last game he played was the AFC Championship game, and he played 5 snaps. And he's not available right now. And the guy who has replaced him, the coach has now, he's in the vision. He's in the coach's vision. So, yes, there is an avenue here in the next 6 months that Jahdae Barron is watching and as a 20th overall pick. And it will be unique, but it ultimately may be what's best for the football team.
If I was a betting man, which I don't like to do a lot of betting, I'm putting all my money, all my chips on the table to Jaquan McMillan. He's proven it every year, year after year. Even when he had a bad year 2 years ago, he bounced back this year or last year to have a really good year. And so you want to bet on a guy like that because he's going to stay focused. And the one thing I love about Jaquan McMillan that I even seen yesterday in practice is his body language isn't, I didn't get the contract yet, I'm mad. No, he's just going about it like it's another day.
Sure.
He's just all in. He's locked in, like Sean has said. He's not worried about the contract. Now, behind closed doors, he's talking to his agent. He's probably like, dude, we need to get something done. But he's not bringing it to the football field, and I guarantee he's not bringing it to that locker room. So it's going to be a huge battle between Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron this year. Who's going to duke it out and who's going to win? Right? Who's going to find a way to get on top? Jaquan McMillan, that's my guy.
Why do you think the Broncos gave Sean Payton an extension when he had 2 years left on the contract?
I'm thinking, Z, and this is me speculating, I think that the Denver Broncos organization and Greg Penner, they didn't want to make it a distraction. And the reason to that is you have George, who just got extended not too long ago. Now, you're probably going to tell me, well, he was on 1 year. He had 1 year left of his contract. This is the time to do it.
Yeah.
Of course. But we have to not forget that Sean Payton is the reason why we're having this much success. It's both of them together. But George was here before Sean, and George wasn't having that success. Sean comes around, and then you go from the first year winning 8 games to the next year winning 10 games to last year winning 14 games and being 1 game away from the Super Bowl. And I believe that they wanted to make this as easy as possible and not have a bunch of friction in the front office and having their head coach focused on one task, and that's winning the Super Bowl. So they wanted all the distractions eliminated, and they ripped his contract up, and they extend my man for 5 more years. That's my reasoning to it. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to disagree a little bit. I don't think it would have been a distraction. But
Shame on you.
Well, obviously there was a reason they did it.
Yeah.
And I would say, man, if there's any organization who's learned a hard lesson of redoing a contract with 2 years left on it, it's the Denver Broncos, who did exactly that with Russell Wilson. A little bit different of a case here with the head football coach, but it was interesting to hear Payton. He was asked about the length of the contract, and this is what he said yesterday.
Look, I think most importantly, aligning with George and the working relationship, and like we enjoy coming to work together and going through this together, and I think we think a lot alike. But no, you guys heard that story a year ago in Vegas. The week prior, Bo asked me, how long, and I was like, shoot, plenty of time, 8 years, 9 years, or whatever, and then we had one of those game day moments. And I said, well, right now it feels like 1 year. Yeah, but I'm not really, fair question, but I haven't given any thought to the end game. I think I've got a lot of juice left and enjoy what we're doing. Someone asked the other day, do you enjoy it? And I think when that stops is when you got to look at it. But I'm not at that spot right now.
He said he's not even thinking about the end game.
Yeah.
There's been this idea. We had James on earlier in the show. I should have hit him with this and taken a victory lap on him. But James telling me he's 2 years left with the Broncos.
Let
That's
him live,
it.
ZB. Let him live.
Because if he goes and wins the Super Bowl, he's going to walk away. And if he doesn't, the Broncos are going to fire him. Therefore, 2 years maximum for Sean Payton. It's like, no, it's the opposite. He's not thinking about retirement. The Broncos clearly went to the table early to re-sign Sean Payton. But also, I think it's fascinating to hear Sean Payton. If you told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that Sean Payton would be signing an extension with the Broncos, and the first thing that he would say when asked a question about the duration of the contract, the first words out of his mouth, quote, most importantly, aligning with George.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's
like,
his boy,
are you,
I guess.
Dude, when he first got here, we assumed that George Payton was a goner. That
and
Sean
maybe
was
that
going
was the case at the beginning of all this.
It might have been. But we just assumed that Sean Payton's going to bring in his guy. Sean loves his guys, right? But for him to say the most important thing about the new contract was aligning with George, in my humble opinion, this is what I believe has happened here. I believe George Payton has recouped all of the equity that he lost with the Nathaniel Hackett hiring and the Russell Wilson signing and trading. Mm-hmm. I think he has recouped all of that value in the eyes of Greg Penner. And Greg Penner has a supreme amount of respect for George Payton. And I think Sean Payton's newfound respect for George Payton in the last 2 years, a lot of it is, I know Greg Penner is unequivocally in charge, and he loves George Payton. So me and George Payton have to get on the same page. And then when you actually start working with someone and give them a chance and open up the idea that and be receptive to the person, you may find some stuff that you really like about George Payton. Because here's a news flash. Here are the players that George Payton brought into Denver before Sean Payton ever got here. You're starting outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper. We'll get back to him in a second. You're starting all-pro guard Quinn Miners, defensive player of the year Pat Surtain, Nick Benito, Jaquan McMillan. You're starting inside linebacker Alex Singleton. You're starting center Luke Wattenberg, Ini Awazurike, who's the best candidate to replace John Franklin Myers. All those guys were brought in before Sean Payton stepped foot in the building, and I just think that my own perspective and view on the Sean George dynamic has gone from like 80-20 to closer to 50-50 than I ever would have imagined this thing ending up.
Well, Z, if it's going 50-50, that means that there's all the trust in the world for Sean and George. And that takes time, right? You can't just trust somebody after the first year, especially after the Hackett move.
And you're cleaning up their mess.
Exactly. And then, of course, you had Russell Wilson. But over time, as you're in that facility with each other, as you're going back and forth with disagreements and agreements, you start to say, okay, I respect you a little bit more. I see what you're saying. And then you guys both go out there last year and have a 14-win team and have you're one game away from the Super Bowl. You got to love each other. You got to respect the game. And then Sean actually brings up, before he talked about just George, was the triangle. right? The ownership, and then you have George and you have him, and all three are on the same page. And when you have that happen, that's when success comes with it. That's when winning a Super Bowl comes with it. And you want to make sure you're on the same page, but it starts with trust. When we first did this job, Z, you didn't trust me. You thought, hey, man, this guy was crazy, and I probably shouldn't trust his ass. But over time, and we're almost at year 3, hopefully you built a little bit of trust that I'm going to show up every day and give you my all.
You built it.
Oh, there we go. So I built it. So for Sean, George built that trust, and Sean probably built the trust with George, saying, hey, you can trust me. I can trust you. Let's go get it done.
Yeah, and they're both grinders.
Yes, they are.
That's the thing. They're old school. They're grinders. That's why this idea that Sean Payton was going to walk away from coaching here in the next year or two, and again, maybe a minority of Broncos country thought that. But I remember saying, I'm like, man, when he was on the set at Fox, that did not fit him. And maybe it will in 10 years. But he did the analogy. He said, with my year at Fox, he said was like being a race car driver who's outside of the stadium, but you can hear the cars, and you can't get in one, and you're just hearing the cars. And Sean Payton, if there was ever a football guy, Sean Payton is the definition of a football guy.
He loves it.
Yes, he's lost without it. So, like, this idea that because he's in his 60s, I don't know, 60s is the new 50s, with all these, TRTs and peptides.
You're definitely going to Regenerex.
Yeah.
You're 38 right now. You'll be 22 tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. So, Sean Payton, he's got energy for days. I mean, he does. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I believe that's an awesome thing for the Denver Broncos because we have got to remember what kind of shape this organization was in before he walked through the door. They couldn't figure it out. They were rudderless for the first time in their franchise's history. They couldn't find a coach, and they couldn't find a quarterback. And Sean Payton shows up, and 700 days later, you're back in the playoffs, and you found a quarterback? You think that's an accident? This is the closest thing to add water and stir as I have ever seen. The worst stretch in the history of their NFL existence. Year 1, you're playing for the postseason on Christmas with a quarterback you didn't want. Year 2, you're in the postseason with a quarterback no one else wanted. And in year 3, you're hosting the AFC Championship game?
Come on.
Are you kidding? So I know Sean Payton can sometimes drive us a little bit nuts. He gets in his own way. He says a little bit too much.
Sean.
It's Sean. It's uniquely Sean. So, this is just who he is. But I'll tell you what. You take the good with the bad. And he's not perfect. He's not perfect. But
he never will be. None of us are.
None of us are. But as I often say, don't let perfection be the enemy of really freaking good. And Sean Payton has been really freaking good here in Denver, Colorado.
And the best is yet to come. Year 3 for Bo Nix. What does that look like? Adding Jalen Waddle to the mix, Evan Ingram getting him more involved, bringing back, and everybody call it the running back Broncos. But you know what? When you have that veteran presence there that has been there, that has done that you can rely on, and you don't have to do a bunch of teaching with, and you just put them on the football field and tell them to go get it, that's what you're looking for. Make your job easy and put it in the players' hands. And I always say this. Players make plays. Players win games for you. Trust your players. And how do you do that? You have to be with the players long enough. Sean knows what he's doing. We just have to sit back, relax, and enjoy these games.
Yeah, and that also doesn't mean that he can't empower others along the way.
There you go.
Right? And you're seeing that with Davis Webb. Now, was that completely his decision, made solo in a vacuum? We don't think so. But that being said, you got to play ball, and Sean Payton, the dude knows how to play ball, whether you're talking about coaching on the field, coaching within the facility, who you are,
yep.
To the other coaches, who you are to the players. There's a bit of a reputation with Sean that, and he can grind, because he's a little bit old school that way.
Yeah.
But most players love playing for Sean Payton. And you've talked to your former teammates.
He's a player's coach.
He's a player's coach.
They're gonna always have his back, but also he's gonna have their back. He's gonna talk with them. He's gonna discuss what he likes, what he doesn't like. He's gonna be blunt about things when he wants something done, but he's always gonna be there for you, and he always wants the best for you. And now you have people backing Sean, like Davis Webb, that's like, hey, I want to prove to Sean that I belong in this situation. And Sean has kind of moved to the side, and he truly has so far. Now, it's not game time. time.
Right.
So we don't know how Sean's going to react to that. But right now, Sean just kind of sits back, relaxes, watches the defense, watches the offense, and lets Davis Webb call the plays and do his thing, while Sean just kind of just be's the head coach, the CEO, and this is where you're going to get the best version of Sean. He's going to be fresh eyes, and ready to go.
Well, he may find out that he loves being a CEO, and he's still going to be involved in the game planning and whatnot. But moving to that CEO role, and here's what I think I know, and this goes back to Sean not being perfect. And I said this at the time, but it bears repeating. There's no way CEO Sean goes for it on 4th down in the AFC Championship game with a backup quarterback. CEO Sean kicks the field goal. Broncos go up by 2 possessions.
Yes.
Broncos go to the Super Bowl. The play caller, Sean Payton, goes for it on 4th down with a backup quarterback.
A little bit selfish when you're doing that, because you're thinking of the offense. You're not thinking about the whole team at that point. The CEO, you have to think of everybody, not just the players, but the coaches too, the ownership group. Everything falls on you making a decision, and you're going to sit back and think about that decision before you just go out there and make it.
Well, speaking of making big decisions instead of knee-jerk reactions, there is coming a very, very large decision for the Denver Broncos when it comes to one Jonathan Cooper, who up until about 8 days ago, there was never a blip on the radar. And here we are. It has been a chaotic week that today went from bad to much, much worse. And we'll recap where we're at with the Jonathan Cooper story coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
Cracks in the drywall, water in the basement, concrete sinking or shifting? Call my friends at Homestrong, the highest rated structural company in the state of Colorado with over 300 5-star Google reviews. They're family owned. They have over 2 decades of experience, and they have highly trained inspectors who start with a free inspection and a free quote. They handle foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, egress windows, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, and full basement conversions. Most work does include a lifetime transferable warranty, plus financing is available. If the work you need is at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best in town. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team.
Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Father's Day sale. Now through Father's Day. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Get up to 30% off all sizes of shade trees, flowering trees, and fruit trees, including aspen, apple, cherry, maple, oak, and more. For example, 3-year-old, 6-foot-tall autumn blaze maple trees, only $129.99 each. Now through Father's Day. Come see.
Take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They're changing your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Friday. We are up at the Glen Bar and Grill in Northland, and I got to tell you, man, I know I said this time last year, but the amount of love that we feel from the listeners up here, like specifically too,
Yeah.
like every time we come up north, and it's all relative, like, right? So, like, comparatively, like where we are typically down south.
Yeah.
You feel it. It's unique. It's
You
different.
feel the love.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's just a little bit different here. I mean, there's crazy Bronco fans up here that travel down to watch the Broncos every single Sunday, Monday, if they have a Friday game, And so, yeah, I love coming up here. I love mingling with you guys. And every time that you guys are on our schedule, it's like, all right, let's go. We have to have a great show for you guys.
Yep, and for us, for where Phil and I live, I mean, it's close to an hour drive.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's not like our normal routine. But when we saw North Glen, again, we're like, no problem.
For sure.
No problem. And so appreciate all the conversations and pounds and handshakes and pictures and autographs. It's been great. Because here's the bottom line, too. We're just people, too, and people want to be affirmed, right? You want to be validated and appreciated, and we're no different. So right back at you guys. Appreciate you guys up here. Okay, so the Jonathan Cooper story has really taken on a life of its own in the most toxic, kind of sinister kind of way.
Yeah, it's very morbid.
Yeah, so it was this time last week, Jonathan Cooper gets arrested, all right? And at the time, with the information that we had, she had her story, he had his. There's a biting of the cell phone. There's like memes of it on, social media. And what I was hoping is like, this was a bad night. This was just a bad night. There's jealousy involved. There's emotions involved. Tempers flaring, infidelity, accusations and all this stuff. And so, not trying to excuse it in any way. It was just like hoping it was just like an isolated incident that like we would find out that, his account of the story was the right one, far less violent than her account of the story. I felt some relief when the police came and said her account of the story doesn't match up with the physical evidence. And in some ways, I looking back on it, like, shouldn't have felt this way. But when the physical evidence didn't match the accusation, I'm like, hopefully this was just a bad night and wasn't anything close to what she was saying.
And that's what you're looking for, right? It's like you know things can happen, and you hope it doesn't get to this point. And if it does, just walk away. And it's easier said than done, but just walk away. And if you're Jonathan Cooper, you have a lot to lose, man. You made $60 million. You have a kid. I know that. All right, you're looked around the community as this great guy, and all because of one night that goes out the window. And now you're looking at yourself like you may not have a job. What in that world is going on? And now there's more to the story, ZB.
Yeah, and so I'll try to just, in layman's terms, to just sort of lay it out here. So you have the incident last week, and he gets arrested. She also gets arrested, right? So they're both arrested, right? Mug shots taken. It's on the front page of ESPN.com, all that. Then we have an update in the story that after she got arrested, she was seen by a nurse. The nurse says, now the cop at the time says she couldn't have been held up in the air for 60 seconds around her neck and have no real mark. There was just one little scratch. So that's why I said, man, the cop says this doesn't add up. Hopefully that equals this didn't happen the way she said it happened. But then she gets seen by a nurse. The nurse says that there's strangulation stuff in her throat that, like, could have killed her. And then now, like, everything changes. And then they retroactively upgrade these misdemeanor, there's a felony in there.
Yeah.
Okay, that was new. And it was like, whoa, this story just changed on a dime. Then we get the information this morning that last night, after this all happened, after the mugshot, after the front page of ESPN.com, after the meeting with the Broncos brass, he sends 20 text messages to her, one of which includes, I want to come have sex with you. I'm not going to betray you, right? She's not answering. He calls her. She doesn't pick up. He calls her again. She doesn't pick up.
So what does he do?
He starts heading over to her house. She thinks she's got enough on this situation that she believes he's on his way. And I'm using my deduction skills. I don't know that to be true, but it's a hypothesis.
Why else would the police be there?
An educated guess, correct, because the police were there when Jonathan Cooper showed up at the house. And so he's knocking at the door, not realizing that the police are looking through the peephole of him. And next thing you know, boom, you're arrested again.
Book him.
Boom, you're on the front page of ESPN.com again. So, like, this has been –
after, too, talking with Greg Pinner, Kerry Pinner, and Sean about this whole situation, and Sean going out and saying, hey, we had a long talk, and then you turn around if you're Jonathan Cooper and you do this. Insane. I don't get it. I really don't. And I don't know what's going on in the man's head, but I do know this. You're in a lot of trouble right now. You need to stay away from the situation, and yet you're going back to the situation, back to what's going on. They're ready for you. You're back in jail, and now what? Now what do you do?
Like, think about that. Jonathan Cooper, the Broncos' $60 million pass rusher, spent the last 2 Thursday nights in jail, like sleeping over. Like, what? And so now Cooper's attorney, Harvey Steinberg, did challenge some of the upgraded nature of some of those charges, and he's saying, like, wait a second. You guys had the evidence. They said it wasn't, didn't add up. He got out on bond. You just can't retroactively go and change his stuff. And they did win, I believe,
they did. Yeah.
a little micro battle there. But this is not good. And if I had to guess, and it is just a guess, I would say Jonathan Cooper played his last down for the Denver Broncos.
Ooh. Now, why is that? Is because the NFL is going to crack down on it, ZB, and say, hey, look, we're going to use you as an example. You've been locked up twice, all right, in a span of a week. It's Thursday to Thursday, and you're in jail, and it's like enough's enough? Or is it Greg Pinner and Kerry Pinner saying, hey, we're going to have to let you go because of what you're representing? You're supposed to be representing the Denver Broncos, this organization, and you're not doing a good job of that.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I do. I think that the league is going to come down with a heavy hand on Jonathan Cooper. I think he's going to get a minimum of 6-game suspension, maybe more. And the fact that he returned, that whole thing, this last act, the second sequence,
I'm going to go back,
really hurts. Because you know what it does for me? I just have to be real. Just being real. And I'm not saying this is the truth, so I am speculating.
But
So this is just me thinking out loud. If I have this person's account to a story, and then there's this other person's account to the story, and they're in direct conflict, I don't know what to think. But if I have a follow-up act of someone who is reckless, someone who is harassing, someone who is showing up and violating an order, I just am more liable to believe the other person's account, not his account. It kind of breaks the tie for me.
And they've been together for, I want to say, 4 years. So if that woman's scared enough to say, hey, look, I'm getting ready to call the police on you even though I know you're coming, like, that's an issue too. Why are you calling the police? Because you don't feel comfortable.
Right.
Something's getting ready to happen.
And how familiar is the story where there's a domestic dispute and the woman is coming back, right? That's a very common story. She's legitimately trying to stay away from this man. That should tell you a lot, that where her mindset, she's scared maybe she might get killed. And maybe he did lift her off the ground with, that's where I have to go because you lost credibility.
Because you went back.
So I'm more likely to believe her story because you've lost the trust and you've lost credibility. So this is not what I thought we'd be talking about today, but it's a very big story. It's still sitting up there on the top headline of all the most popular sports websites in the world.
I just don't understand it, though, Zeke, because yesterday he was at practice, Jonathan Cooper, that is. Now, the first day we were out there on Thursday, he was at practice, but he was not practicing. Why? Mike Kliss comes out with a little story saying he had a little small procedure done to his groin. But yesterday he was at practice, during team, getting after it. And honestly, I thought, okay, that's a big step for him. This is his first time with the media's around. You're there, you're showing up, and then you go home and this happens? That's a lot, man.
That's
it's
a lot.
deep.
That's a lot. So you're not going to see him at Broncos mandatory minicamp next week.
No.
0.0% chance. No. And, man, this guy might have thrown a lot away. So really unfortunate story. Not good. Still gathering the details. But the ones that I have, I don't like. Just being honest. What did we learn today in Denver sports and predictions heading into a busy weekend coming up next?
Broncos country, Sean Payton is locked in. The head coach and the Broncos have agreed to a new 5-year deal through 2030, keeping him paired with GM George. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. Golf season is in full swing, and if you're anything like me, you're always looking for that next tee time with friends and family. I'm completely obsessed with golf these days, and that's why I spend so much time playing Aurora's 5 golf public courses, guys. Each course is unique. It'll test your golf skills. Aurora Hills is a great walking course. Meadow Hills, an old school course and has a classic layout that I love, and you will too. Murphy Creek can challenge the best players, and if you're lucky, you might catch a fighter jet flyover from Buckley Space Force Base. And then Saddle Rock, I'm here all the time. Feels like a mountain course in the city. Views that never disappoint. And then Spring Hill, perfect for beginners or anyone looking to become a short game chef. What keeps me booking tee times in Aurora is their course conditions, practice facilities, friendly staffers, and restaurants for post-round fun. From beginners just starting out to competitive players, Aurora Golf has a course you'll love. Book your tee time, schedule a lesson, or learn more about their leagues and programs at golfaurora.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's hot out there. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for one of the hottest summers we've ever seen? It might be time to cut your air conditioner and draft a new high-performing air conditioning system that will keep you and your home cool and comfortable. There are amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Final segment here on a Friday. And we are hanging out at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. Final segment. It's been such a fun day.
It has been, man.
And I'm just signing they did such a cool thing for today's show. They did like a promo thing. It's like, I don't know, like a mini poster. And it's got me and you on it. It says The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, weekdays 2 to 6, live, Friday, June 12th. And they had us sign it. And
they must have photoshopped you, man. Made you a little thinner. I like it.
well, they didn't make you taller. We know that.
They sure didn't. I asked for that, too.
And they just had us sign it, and they're going to frame it here. That is so special. Really appreciate that. So cool. All right, so let's talk what we learned today in Denver sports. We talked about the Jonathan Cooper thing. I don't want to keep talking about that, although that was something major that we learned, that this thing is going off the tracks. But something else we learned is that Nathan MacKinnon did not win the Hart Trophy for NHL MVP, nor did he finish runner-up. He came in third despite having the best 5-on-5 season since Jaromir Jagr in the 1995-96 season. Kind of a disappointing result there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very disappointing for Nathan MacKinnon. He's been so consistent all year long, one of the best players in the league, and yet he comes in third. The only thing I can think of, Z, is the voters using his team against him. Netjes and having the 100-point year. Kale and what he brings to the table. All right, the roster being so deep and everybody talking about how this team is cup or bust. I think went against Nathan MacKinnon winning this award, saying, hey, you have all these weapons around you. Go figures out how you're making all this magic happen and why you guys are winning these games and why you're having so much success. The people around you matter. And I don't think that's the case all the time. Nathan MacKinnon should at least came in second in the voting.
Well, it's the fifth time in McKinnon's career that he's finished first, second, or third. But what Cale Makar did today was legendary. So Makar was named to the NHL's first All-Star team, all right? Now, they have a second team as well. MacKinnon, unfortunately, did not make it on the first All-Star team.
Damn.
All right, he was on second team, yes. And how they do it is they build it like a shift of five, skaters.
Yeah.
A center, 2 forwards, 2 defensemen. And so, but Makar did. And in doing so today, Cale Makar did something that has never, ever, ever been done in the history of the franchise. And I do mean franchise, even go back to the Nordique days, okay? It was his 4th time he was a first All-Star.
Damn.
The 4th time, all right? It's also the 7th career postseason team selection, another franchise first, and another honor that has him in the company of players like Ray Bourque and Bobby Orr. I mean, this guy, Cale Makar, continues to rewrite the Colorado Avalanche record book, and he's 27 years old. He's been a first-team All-Star or a second-team All-Star or all-rookie team every year since his first full NHL season.
The man is that good.
Only Ray Bourque and Bobby Orr have opened their careers with longer streaks among defensemen. Insane what we're seeing develop here over the years with Cale.
And Z, that's why Sakic said that Cale is going to be just fine and he's going to be a Colorado Avalanche for the rest of his career because of things like that and how great of a two-way player that man is. And they're going to get a contract done hopefully here soon where my man's going to probably make $20 million a year.
We'll see. We'll see about that number.
Maybe it's 19, but it'll be a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll be record-setting.
Yeah.
It'll reset the market. I think it's Kaprizov now who's number one in the NHL, making $17 million a year. Cale Makar will blow through that. So good for Cale, good for Nate, not so good for the Avs. It's one of these things where I just I can't reconcile what happened. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, all these awards are coming out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you have the players that are great players, and yet we didn't win a cup this year.
And didn't come close.
Didn't come close.
Didn't come close.
No, Z.
And
I'll make sure I say that all the time.
Yes.
Didn't come close.
Yes. 16 wins is required. They won 8, And if you want to hear two people scream at each other from earlier today.
In public?
In public. In front of a crowd of people screaming at each other over the Avs.
This one looks like behind closed doors, huh?
Yeah, you can go. Was that hour number 1?
It was hour number 1.
Hour number 1, and then going into hour number 2, it got pretty spicy. Wasn't supposed to, just kind of happened that way. Just
organically. That's what we do here, Z.
Yeah, that's
never
right.
know what's going to happen.
You never know. Okay, tomorrow night, do the New York Knicks close out the Spurs and win the NBA championship?
Yes, I do believe that this is the time for the New York Knicks. They will close it out. The Spurs, they had their chance, and they blew it. I didn't get to talk to you yesterday about 29 points.
Never seen anything
like
it.
Ahead by 29 points, and you blow that game. You're too young if you're the Spurs. You don't have enough experience. What do you always say? Accumulating those battle scars.
Yep.
They don't have any. This will be their first big-time scar because they're losing tomorrow, Z.
Oh, this is a gash. This is an open wound, man. Because you could argue that they've blown two games that they should be up in the series. I think Spurs figure out a way to extend it.
Oh, okay.
I think they keep the series alive. I think they win in San Antonio. That place will be all wound up. That may be wishful thinking on my part to see more basketball. Does Vegas close out Carolina, or do the Hurricanes force a Game 7?
Oh, I'm going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights, man. They've been on fire. They're going to finish this off. They beat the Avs, and honestly, I want them to win because they did beat the Avs. So if Vegas can win, I'll be okay.
Well, it'd be the first time. If Vegas wins, it'd be the first time since winning the Cup that the Avs got beat by a team who went on to win it. So
maybe we should be cheering for that, right?
It should be the Avs, but they just ran into a buzzsaw. All is forgiven. All is forgiven.
Hey, Sakic, he's ready. He's general manager now.
Yeah.
He's back in charge. Last time he was in charge, they won a championship.
I'm still in my feelings about it, but we're gonna let it go for now. All right.
Just like Frozen, right? Let it go.
Let it go. Shout out the Glen Bar and Grill. Shout out everyone that came out to support our show. And shout out you, the listener at home, rocking with us. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another this weekend. And we step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
With recent revelations about the Broncos' new stadium options, is there reason to worry that a deal could be in jeopardy?
I still think it's more likely that they build on Burnham Yard. It's less likely that it remains on the timeline.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, and I've mentioned this before, the Lone Tree thing isn't dead. The Lone Tree thing is not dead. There is a reason why this is still being called the preferred site and not this is definitely happening.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems,